What's up, beardies and bearders? Welcome back to another fine episode of the Beardy Bird Podcast. As always, we're here to be inside your ear holes and your eye holes and your bung holes and your thumb knolls and Shelby hole bowls for either your breakfast, lunch, or evening tea. We're here to keep you occupied for another fantastic week. Hopefully you all had a good one. Mine week has been crazy and we'll get into that in a bit. We'll see how Jim's been as well. And as always, strap in, strap on for another exciting episode. Anyway. Yes, geez, I was actually thinking about that. I gotta go through that and actually think I need to
strap in, like
yes, no, collab. I've been thinking about for a while. It's like, are they getting a frame or like a few seconds of like the beginning of each like potty episode or something, and just like collab them together, just to see like a time lapse kind of thing, whether it's 5 seconds or 10 seconds of each episode, like at the start, just something, and just like snip them all together, and just see how they go from like for each season or something like that. Or
some of them would be so fucking because. If you're doing 5 seconds, there's some that don't have anything for the first 5 seconds.
So just be silent.
Staring at the.
Yes, that's it. So if it's just the 5, so it could be like just staring silence. It could be me going, "Huh, what, hit," because like it could be start of a word. So be like, right. It could be the same thing with you as well. Be like, "Oh, hit," in the middle of laughing.
Right. Like, 5 seconds are so random, isn't it? Like you wouldn't know what would be fucking happening.
Yeah, it could be anything. It could be any weird frame, because I mean, when I start these episodes, like either I start into the intro, or it's me laughing, you laughing, or having a sip of something, or it could be anything. Like it's I won't know until I go through it. But the only reason I'm saying that is because I'll end up going back over like my videos and the Beardy Bro stuff last night, and having a bit of an old chuckle and just like recapping of like the shorts I've done and like the behind the scenes videos I've put up and all the different things, just all the goofy shit we've done. And I'm like, man, I really need to go through and just like clip things again and just like have another like flashback kind of like what we've done, because like the behind the scenes ones are just freaking hilarious. But like it'd be nice to see like just trying to collect the chaos, like the organized chaos.
2 years ago? Fuck.
It's just crazy, like the amount of ones we've done. Like just years and years of like old content. Cause like I was going through my channel as well.
Just think, eventually it's gonna be like, we did that 10 years ago. What?
Yeah. Like, that's the fact, like, the fact alone, like, thinking about, like, season 2 was, like, freaking 4 years ago. Like,
yeah.
Like, something like that. Like, that's 4 years, it's just crazy to think, like, where we were and where we are. Like, and it'd be nice to compare to, like...
It's kind of like a time capsule of some sort.
So, but no, funny story. I've got a few other things to get into, but the reason why I was watching content last night, you wouldn't believe who came over yesterday.
Eddie.
Yeah. Eddie came over and we had a few drinks and we watched some of my old content and kind of just looking over videos that I've made and just looking at the Beardy Bros stuff and just seeing the progression of like where I've used the stuff that like I end up just comparing like what things I've done in like videos I've made and what I've brought over in that way of style of like making edits and whatnot. And it is interesting to look like, especially like doing my content, and we're talking about it with like some of the review videos I used to do, and I realized I came to the point it's not exactly because how like the new way of like TikTok brains like keep people like interested like every 15 seconds, that kind of mentality, and we've talked about it before.
No, it's less than 15. It's like every fucking 5 seconds.
You got to get people going, and they do it that certain way, and I realized when we were watching it, my content when I do that isn't doing that. It's a whole completely different fucking level. And when we're watching, it's like it's not trying to keep you like attentioned on like those 5 seconds or 3 seconds or something like that. Mine's it's like testing your reality. Are you saying like I realized watching my stuff, it tests you to think, wait, did I see that? Like, am I going crazy? Am I schizophrenic? Like I didn't realize like going back over all these little edits I did of like jumps and cuts and stuff that like I was on a whole different level of like mind fuckery that it's just like, can you go, because we got like pretty drunk last night And he was just like, what the fuck am I watching? And he's like, did I see that? Like, I wasn't sure if I'm seeing things going crazy or if that actually happened in the, in the video. Because, like, one of the, like, the Prime video I did, where there's, like, a cut where, like, I bring up, like, they bring the bottles and stuff in. But how I did it was that I'm wearing the same shirt through the whole video. But it's like, but it's bringing back, like, this weird cut of, like, older content almost. But it's not, because it's, like, because I look the same, my hair, like, everything's the same, but, like, the
Right.
cuts of different things coming in are from, like, almost look like they're from an older video, and it just fucks with you a bit, because you're like, wait, they weren't in this, why are they here? What's going on? Like, things are just there, and they're not there, it's just like, wait, what's going on? And it's, like, little, like, jump cuts that really just, it just messes with your level of psychosis,
Right.
and it's like, what the fuck have I been doing? Like, the content I've been doing is just, it's just a different level, and it's just like, even I'm watching, I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, like, judge myself. I'm like, was I thinking that? Like, did I do that on purpose? Like, I got to have done that on purpose. Like, there's no way,
Right,
like, that
like,
was
it
a
would have
mistake.
been
Like,
in that moment, you would
yeah,
have.
and I had the idea and I thought it out and, like, I did stuff because, like, for, like, a whole span, like, I cut in between of, like, doing a take, but I'm like, I'm dressed the same, looks exactly the same. But things have changed. And it's, like, keeps flicking in between. It's just like, how? Because everything cuts so seamlessly, almost, in the sense of, like, how I'm doing stuff. But the background's changed. And it's just like, it just really fucks with you, and I do that a lot, and I do little
Right.
trope things that I realize, like, I picked up on as little bits and stuff, and Al's been giving me crap for it today, because going back over, she's like, because like, in a lot of my videos, like, I sniff things, so, like, like, because
Yeah.
even Ed laughed, he goes, why the fuck did you sniff water? Because in one of my videos, I had the bottle of water and I sniffed it. I opened the lid, I sniffed the water. He's like, what the fuck did you sniff in this water? It doesn't have a smell. I'm like, I don't know.
Does he not know that water in a bottle does have a smell, though?
It has that, it's like the plastic smell, because of, like,
Yeah. Like,
because
water's got
it's
to
like,
smell
it's
anyway.
still,
Like,
it's
water
like,
can smell.
But no, it was,
How does he think, like, you can smell the rain?
I
Like,
know. But no, it was still funny though. It was just super funny that I grabbed my
because
bottle of
the
water,
atmosphere
sniffed it,
changes when there's rain. Like,
the humidity and stuff, yeah. Ooh. And
things change.
but it was like kind of funny that I sniffed the water and I was doing all these different things, and like like when I did the Mr. Beast bars, I was like sniffing the chocolates and stuff and giving them a big like ooh, and then like eating them and stuff like that. And just how I was doing everything was just like real sus, and I'm just like. And then sometimes, like, he goes, and he's like, how many, like, views do these videos have? I'm like, I don't know. We looked at him, like, oh, it's only, like, 20 views or maybe 15. He goes, how is this content not getting more views? I'm like, I don't know. You're asking me. Like, I just make my content. It's just, people watch what people watch.
But the thing,
Like,
how does content get any views in general? Like, you like, the algorithms are bullshit. It's just wherever
yeah,
people find, right? Like,
yeah. Like, it's just weird.
you
Like,
may find someone, you may not find someone. Like,
And, like, that's what I mean. Like, I make content the way I make my content. It's just me doing me. Like, it's just how I wanted to do
my
it.
TikTok is all over the fucking place,
Hmm.
but I'm averaging nearly like 900 each fucking video. I'm like,
Yeah,
it's all random from this game to that game to that game to that
exactly.
game. Like,
But I think coherently it is in a niche. Like, it knows because it's the same kind of
but-
format. The videos are basically in the same, but like, yeah, it's one of those things. It's like it just happens
like
randomly
mine's
because
gone from Call of Duty to one that you think like when I'm like, oh hey does in that
that random old
what
clip,
is it?
the old one, yeah,
Hellblade 2, like
yeah. I know it's all
like
it's a bit over the place, but
It's
like,
just a
but like
random video that I put up.
yeah, because that's like me too. Like my TikToks in that retrospect of things have like dropped tremendously. Like the algorithm is just like, who are you? Like, because I was doing good for a while then. Now it's just like, who are you? And like, I mean, I'm used to that because it's always been like that. Like, it doesn't bother me.
There's no algorithm. It's just people. They either
Oh, I mean, there is an algorithm because that's how people
but
get.
it's a loose algorithm because like you get
Well,
a couple of one thing, then it goes to something else, then it sticks to that for a little bit, then it goes to something else. It's like
yeah. So we'll see. Well, I've know I know there's an algorithm because my other account, which is specifically art, coherently, like consistently gets a lot of views because it's pulling in other people that are into art because it's an art account.
yeah, because that is one category. Like art is a whole wide thing, where like everything else apart from like music, games, like mine's gaming. So like of course it's going to get
it keeps you in gaming.
gamers who.
And that's my problem because even though sometimes my content may be gaming, I've turned it into like more music related, so then it becomes kind of like a music video. So even though it's gaming footage, it becomes like a music clip. So then it's like, oh, is it music
You get
category or is
pushed
it
to that
video?
other demographic who are like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
this?
and then and
Like,
then exactly because then I'm going into the music algorithm, but then it's video games, and people are after music for music, not for video games, and it's
that's why I
confusing.
don't put music in any of
And
my
it's like,
videos, because like
yeah,
it'll focus on that more than the actual content, which is weird.
so it does confuse the algorithm a bit, but because it's just one of those things. But like I said, I just make my videos, but I have been thinking of maybe cutting up more
Hmm.
moments from those videos of those like wacky moments and uploading them as shorts. So like we're going over my old
Yeah.
content and just turning them into shorter form content and just take those weird moments out of it just to like fuck with people. But
Hmm.
yeah, so it's one of those things
Right.
I might go over, but it's just another level of like, got to get back, find the videos, go through and edit, and blah, blah, blah. Oh, it's just see how it goes. One of those things, but it's all time consuming in a sense. But
That's why I don't edit, because you have to find it, which is the hard part.
hmm. Well, thankfully, I
Like,
mean, now that I've got like, I can always just like load up the YouTube, put on a high
hmm.
resolution because of that I uploaded as screen record it the moments that I need, so I don't have to
Yeah,
go
right.
through like the original files and try and cut them up. I can just screen record.
Because that would be a pain if you
Yeah.
didn't name them.
Hmm. So I might even do that
So
because
I've
I've
learned to name everything now. Like, as soon as it's recorded and that, just name it.
or your files that you go, okay, this is from this video, so I need to name it as this file. So when you go into especially collecting for editing, you know which files to grab because you go, okay, this is
Otherwise,
the
you're clicking at each fucking video, like this one, this one,
yeah.
this one, this one.
Because you're like this project here is for Vegeta 6. Okay, which videos do I need for Vegeta 6? And you'll go and you've named them like Vegeta 6 part, 1 or Vegeta 6 2, and then you go, okay, I need this video, this video, this video.
Right.
And it's like this one's Banana 3. It's like, well, I don't need that because it's not part of this project. So yeah. No, it's like that. It's best to be organised. I've got to go through. I've been slowly organising stuff and clearing things out and
Think about
tidying
like
it up.
recording OBS and that though. Like, it is organized, but also unorganized.
Because like I went through the other day and started deleting like old projects that I'm like, well, this is like
Mm.
filmed 2 years ago that I've
Mm.
not edited it. Like I haven't gone around to editing that I was going to. I'm
Which
like,
means you didn't
well,
really care about that
yeah,
specific thing. Like,
or I did, but at the time I wanted to do it, but I just got occupied with other things. I'm like, well, there's no point uploading it now
yeah,
because it's gone so long. I'm not like that. I've changed. So if I was to do it now, I would have to do it again as me now because
yeah,
I've evolved like what's like how you responded to something one time is different to how you respond later on. So
right. Especially after 2 years. Like,
yeah, so your content or your feedback or your reaction could be a different opinion. So
right.
yeah, it's interesting, but yeah, no. So it was definitely a wacky night last night, just going through all the old content, just being like, oh my god, I did this, I did that, like fuck,
Mm.
kind of like one of those things. It's like, oh my god. But
Also, to anyone out there, content shouldn't be hard by any means.
no, it's not really that hard. Well, it depends. It's a degree. Like it can. You gotta think about it. Like if content is very broad spectrum licensing content. Like
Yeah,
being an actor is
yeah. But
making
but if
content,
it's hard, don't fucking do it. Like, because you're not gonna like it from then on. Like,
yeah. But I mean that sometimes happens with anything. But like, it's how it's more of a matter of perspective. It's how you treat the perspective of what you're doing because sometimes you got to put the hard work in because that
mm.
it's
Yeah,
and sometimes it can be strenuous. Like I mean it's like streaming. Like I've done it when I was streaming.
yeah,
Streaming takes out a lot of work. Like you don't think so, but when you're in front of a camera and entertaining for like long hours, it does become draining. Like there is that mental, not physically, but mentally, you can get really drained. So, I mean, technically, content
right.
can be
Mm.
draining in that retrospect.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, yeah, but like, if you're hating doing it, then you shouldn't be
yeah,
doing
yeah,
it.
well, that's exactly it. It's one of those things.
Because I've seen people they're like, oh, this, I don't know, it's a certain word, just like, if you hate doing it, why the fuck are you doing it?
Putting yourself exactly why putting yourself through it. Why putting that stress on you that you don't need?
Mm.
That was like me because I've been like going through
Because I was
Shenmue.
on, it was on Instagram, I think, and someone's like, you always get those bait posts.
Mm.
Like, oh, my ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend doesn't think I'm like a 6'7", am I this? Like, stop fishing for likes and
Yeah,
comments.
yeah,
Like,
the
fuck me
attention-seeking
dead.
posts or the rage bait, or even the rage baiting. The rage bait
And
posts
then
are.
they post like, oh, my post didn't get blah blah so many clicks. I was like, so they did it again. It's like,
That's why I get frustrated when I'm scrolling TikTok, and like I don't know how many times I gotta bring it up, whatever, anything like that. Mentioning it just frustrates because every time I'm scrolling through TikTok, and because the old tactics people used to use for Twitch and streaming like that, and now they're doing it on TikTok. It's just like, I gave up my job for this. I'm not getting enough views.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's like, it shouldn't be about whether you've lost your job or not. That's your choice. That's not on the viewers or the consumer. That's your choice. You chose to be like, if it's real or not. You chose to be like, fuck my 9 to 5 or whatever hours you did. I'm going to sit on my ass and play video games. What happens from there with those consequences is all on you. Don't try and guilt trip other people to try and sympathize for you because you decide to, like, that again, like, that's the word, key word, like, you gave up. If you were fired because of stupid reasons, I can understand people trying to sympathize with you, but you chose to leave your job to sit on your ass and play video games. That is a choice that you made. Whatever consequences come from that, that is on you. Don't try and expect other people to support you in you choosing to do that. Like, I'm not saying, like, trying to, you know, because people look at things like, oh, it's lazy things. It's not going to lose it, because it's a lot of fucking work to do that. But you chose to do that. So if the consequences are you're not making money...
I will say, streaming is one of the easiest fucking things.
Yeah, well...
It's just everyone fucking does it and tries to do it because of that. Well, and then they realise, like, no, you've got to be, consistent.
That's what I'm saying. You can't really say it's easy because it's not necessarily easy. It's convenient. Streaming is convenient.
Well, for me, it's easy because, like, I just naturally went to it. Like,
yeah, but it was.
I just boot up a game, just start going live, and
that's what I'm saying. Anyone can do that. If you're going with that mentality, anyone can do that. That's what I'm saying. It's when you go in with the wrong mentality, you create these barriers that create this illusion that, you know, because if you just, like I said, you're not expecting to make money out because you don't need to make money out of streaming. So therefore, it's not a problem. But when these people go, oh, like I said, I've given up my job. I need to do this now. Oh, I'm not making money. Well, you chose to leave that paying job to do this.
Like, for that and...
you know, and then they're going in with the spec going, oh, I'm only getting one viewer and all these things. And the worst problem is they have that. And you go into their streams and they're still getting a stagnant of like 20, 30, 40 viewers. Why you keep clickbait and saying, oh, I've only got one viewer? You clearly don't. You're pulling people in. It's the wrong way of pulling people in, but it shouldn't matter if you've got one viewer. If you've got one viewer, be grateful that one person is watching you and spending their time. Exactly. They spent their time. That's their life out of their time, of their personal life to spend with you and watch your content.
That's why I say, like whoever's in there, like 1, 10, 20, like, hey, they picked you.
Exactly. Like, it just boggles my mind.
They could do anything else in the fucking world.
Exactly, and they chose to hang with you and watch you, like, and it's just that gratefulness and this mentality
and at
that
point, if you get something from them, like, they don't owe you anything.
Exactly. And I don't know how many times after, and this is not just with streaming and Twitch, this is any kind of content creator across the board. That's why I'm grateful, and I like why I keep saying I want more people watching the Beardy Bros and absorbing it. Like it's not about. It's just like, I just want people to be, like, including us in their lives. And that's why I appreciate those that include us in their lives and spend their time listening to us every week. Like, I appreciate that. Jim appreciates that too. I know he does. Like, we appreciate that. And that's what's like, you don't go in expecting stuff from this. Like,
I do the Beardy Bros because I want to do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm passionate about the games, the technology, some of the news, like the world events. But
just having an opinion, just expressing the opinion, but, like, sharing
we're just trying to
information.
get awareness for all the things that we're interested in. Like, because I'll say it, gaming is shit currently because
it's in a weird
loudmouths on the internet just spilling random...
Again, and it's the same thing. It's almost this kind of stuff. It's in the same niche. They're creating all this bullshit again to make it about themselves. So they create this bullshit to try and give themselves attention, and then expect people need to be listening to them and everyone give things to them. It's just like, because they're spouting, and it's bullshit. They're spouting bullshit. Like
I found somebody on X, Twitter, I'm going to call it Twitter, who said, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is woke. I'm like, why? Because there's one gay thing, which you have to do that yourself.
Yeah, that's you going.
You have to set all that up in a sequence to do that.
Yeah.
And the dude's like, oh, this is a DEI fucking agenda. I'm like, fuck me, Dad. And he's just sprouting that on Twitter every fucking where.
Yeah, one little thing that's hidden away that you, like, say, you got to narratively get to get that.
Yeah, like, you have to literally specifically choose certain paths to get to that point.
I know, it's beyond a joke. Like, it's... And the worst problem is...
played the game.
And the worst problem is, that stuff is always louder than anything else, and it fucking pisses me off that stuff's so much louder on the internet than actual like enjoyment and happiness. It's just that the downfall of everything is what is shouted louder on the
Yeah,
internet.
because you can post happiness about a game and that you won't get anything for it. Like you
No,
won't get a like, you won't get nothing. But hate, you get comments, shares, retweets. Like
no, it's just toxic. The internet's just toxic because of it. It's just all
like I
bullshit.
feel sorry for the devs, man. Like you can put out the best game in the fucking world, and people still call it woke, fucking
Because
DI.
that's like, which I might as well segue this in, because we now know, like,
Baldur's
they've.
3. That
Mm,
game was full of naughty things.
mm,
It got Game of the Year.
mm, yeah,
Kingdom Come. The same thing, well, not the same thing, but just a little bit step down.
yeah,
And people are trashing it. Like,
yeah. Baldur's Gate had more free reign
it's
of
because you
doing
can't
stuff.
fuck
Yeah,
a bear. Is that why you don't like it? Like,
I know it's very messed up. Like, it's people are.
I don't fucking get it.
I know it's people are just wild, and that's what I mean. It drives me crazy. But that's like
Like,
the miss.
I am keen to play it. It looks fucking
And
good.
that's like the miss. There's so much misinformation of just everything, general people with everything. It's just like, oh,
People don't know what woke means. Woke is a good thing. It means you're awake to the surroundings.
yeah, exactly. You've woken, like you
Like,
have
you're
awoken.
aware. You're assertive. Not what they think it fucking means. They hear it once and just slap it on every
I
fucking
know,
thing.
and that's why it became that term, because the new agenda is the ones. That's why they say, oh, you're woke because you're acceptable to LGBT. You're acceptable of all the color formation and like all this stuff. So it's like, oh, you're woke. It's like, well, that's the point. We want to move forwards. We want to be accepting of everything and not have all these stupid backwards mentalities and like fucking, you know, being aware of things. That's why you're woke. That's why we
Like,
accept everyone. You're fair with
I feel
everyone.
sorry
Like,
for devs because they can't make anything
no.
without it.
Oh, I can't do anything
Spider-Man
to.
2, oh look, they changed Mary Jane's face.
It's very minutely.
Oh look, it's a fucking dude. Like what? What?
Like, I know, there's just stupid shit.
Horizon. Oh,
Oh, she got
Alien's a
hair.
dude. Like,
She got hairs on her face. She's gonna have a beard. She's a man. Like,
have
what?
they seen a woman? They have a fuzzy.
I know,
They have
it's
peach
just-
fuzz on their face. Like, I don't get it.
I know, people are just
And yet we
wild.
say, oh yeah, we're just
But that's like now.
play
That's
the
like
name down
now.
and find
Okay.
out. Shit.
That's like now with the fucking, like, when I mentioned, because now they've been, like, Sony announced that they're doing the remaster for PS5 of Days Gone.
Mm.
And that's like now people going like, why do we need a remaster? Why didn't you keep remastering the games? Why is like, well, and they were like, why can't we have a sequel? Well, if we know what's going on. We know why there wasn't a sequel. Now we know why they're remastering it. Like, get on board, don't complain, and you'll get your fucking sequel. Like,
No, I am complaining because it's not needed. Like, it's not.
no, but it is though.
But you don't have to buy it.
Yeah, but no, but the thing is, the point of what they're doing is they're remastering it, bringing more people involved. The more people get behind it, then they'll go, oh, we will make a sequel because people actually want this. You know,
That's why I'm like, I'm torn because like it's not needed. I can put the PS4 version in my PS5 and it's already 4K 60.
well, you do get the upgrade for $10 as well. So they're doing.
Yeah, I know, but like it already ran 4K 60.
Yeah,
from
but
PS4 to
but
5.
even though it's a money
What they
grab,
did was little res boost, like
yeah. But at the same time, you got to realize it's not just a money grab. It's also let's get
investment into the
investment.
sequel.
Yeah, so if we can get people because
Yeah, I know that.
that
Like,
weird
I kind of want this to sell because like I want the sequel because I love the first game.
because like it
I will
had
buy this in support of it.
because it had that weird hiccup, like because it came out, but I think because of the
It was
time,
busted as fuck.
and I think the release window it had too. There was other games that came out around it.
No,
And
it
it was just
and it
very-
was also unplayable for
That's
a
what I mean.
little bit.
So
of
it
time.
created this negativity, even though it was a good game. Like I've got to get around to playing it, but I'm going to wait when the thing comes out and I'll pay for the upgrade.
Yeah.
But like that's the thing. Like you just had to like push through that, and unfortunately, it went through those hiccups. So it left a bad taste in some people's mouths. They never came back. It created this whole stigmatism to it. It kind of knocked down its
I
peg.
heard some people say, "Oh, it's boring." I'm like,
But people say that about most games. But the biggest thing is like, we don't want this. We want a sequel. It's like, and then half the time they're going, Ben should just be making a sequel. Why can't they just make a sequel? It's like, well, Sony said no because Sony funds them. Like that's the point. They get funded by Sony to make games. They can't make games otherwise unless Sony says jump. Ben goes how
well, they
high?
can,
Like
but it's more of an indie, like a lower grade.
it's all mid tier stuff.
You cannot do a Days Gone 2 with an indie budget.
No. Well, it's not just that though. That's still like Bendy's a
But
Sony
Bend have their
company.
own funds. It's just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
something that PlayStation worthy costs PlayStation money,
Well, that's it though,
like
because
millions and millions of dollars.
but not just that though. Even if Bend had the money to do it, it's now classified as a Sony IP in the fact that
Oh
they
yeah,
can't do it without Sony's permission. So like, and that's the problem.
mm.
Like they wanted to do it, but to like even if they had the funds there, they couldn't move forwards. But that's like
Yeah.
with the whole thing with American McGee with the whole Alice
I mean,
3.
because they have to make a whole new IP with that money,
Like
which
he had the money
wouldn't be days
there,
gone.
like he had the money to make
Yeah,
his American Mickey's, Alice in
except they
Wonderland,
own the IP.
but
EA.
exactly. So they said no, and he's like, fuck. Like he had his whole. That's what the whole Patreon was for, to raise money for it, and it was
Mm.
flushing all these funds and all that, all those different things he was making was to make funds to boost that, and he had that, and he propositioned what he was going to make to get his IP back to like make it
You
through
should
them,
just try
but
and just buy the fucking thing off them at some point.
yeah, and that's
Because
what
they
people
have to
don't
use that,
realize,
otherwise they lose it.
like that's the thing. Well, that's it. So maybe that might happen, but like and that's the problem with this whole system of things is the tyranny becomes like a trap, and that's like how, and again, that's why bring it up again. That's why Bungie left friggin' Microsoft. The whole thing left Halo behind because Microsoft owned Halo. So even though Bungie made it, they
Mm.
owned it. So then they couldn't do any more. So they had
They
to
should
leave.
never
And
gave Microsoft
like,
Halo. They should never have done
no,
that.
but that's the thing. Like that was part of the deal that they initially did back in 2001.
Mm.
So like that, but that's these are just examples. So many companies are like this, and this not just happens with games. This happens with music. This happens with film studios. This happens with like
Yeah.
everything. Because recently at the
Thankfully now, like devs are aware of this, and they'll not take their IPs, but like they'll make certain like Hi-Fi
contracts,
Rush.
yeah, when they
That
make them,
that went with Tango to
yeah,
where
yeah,
they are now again. I think was it Tencent?
something like that.
No, it was that other one, the other big one.
Yeah, that other one that's been buying up with
Whatever their
indie.
name. Yeah, but they have Hi-Fi Rush, but they couldn't take Evil Within. They couldn't
Mm-hmm.
take Ghostwire Tokyo, which is stupid because they made it, but
But that's the
Microsoft owned
thing.
the IP.
And that's the problem. There's so much of this stuff that just happens within all industries. It's completely cooked. Because that was another example that was in the music industry. Because this was mentioned at the Grammys, I think it was, when they had like music stuff. Those all the things. One of the awards was music stuff. I think it was the Grammys. And it was because she had a speech. It was Chapel Roan, and she talked about the same kind of thing where when she was younger, when she like signed with a
Label.
the label company, she was making tracks and songs and albums, but she couldn't put them out because they weren't allowing them to go out. And then once
Because they have an image, it's got to be a
yeah,
certain thing. They own
and they
her,
just,
really.
and that's how they, because if you do so many, because the other thing is too, she was talking about,
The label owns the artist,
yeah, and that's what she was
which
talking
in
about.
turn owns everything they write, they create,
And that's
to
what
a
she was,
certain point where they just either buy their shit back or they just leave it behind and start new, but they own their own stuff.
yeah, and that's basically what she was talking about because
Mm.
there's a pattern of like what you do if you create so many things and you get so many like whatever it is, like it's like hitting a stamp of approval. Like there's these achievements you got to tick off, and if you hit these goals,
Well, the label gives you like you've got to make like 4 or 5 albums in a 10-year period.
yeah, and then you got to hit these
And if you don't
milestones.
hit certain numbers, they can either just cut you and take all your shit, give it to someone else, or just do what the fuck they want with it, or you just could be being a cash cow for them.
And well, that was the thing. So that's what she was talking about. One of the label, I can't remember what it was that label she mentioned, but she managed to leave them thankfully and get her stuff with them. But she was making all these albums within that time frame and doing these goals, but they were like cucking it enough that she wasn't going over that milestone, and so they kept her like in the loop so they could keep her as like a cash cow almost. And she managed to get that process out of that and take her stuff with her so she could get the songs out. That's like
That's why you always need a lawyer, a manager, because they'll get all that fucking. They'll find loopholes to get you out of that.
it was, she was talking about it because it was that song she did, Pink Pony Club. It was about that because she had done that like years before, and it took a couple of years before the song even came out, and then it did so. But then it was like that's fucked. Like that this shit happens. Like it's just anywhere you look, and like that's the same. That's an experience. That's the same thing I had as an employee working in retail, where I had you had to meet these requirements of working for, because they made it like, because I'd worked for them for years, and then they made it after so long that if you worked for a company for like 6 months to a year, you could go on to being a permanent staff.
Yeah.
But then you had to be put in a point where to be a permanency, their little clause to it was you had to do a set amount of shifts every week for that 6 month or a year period, the same shifts.
Yep.
So if you were doing like for 6 months straight, the same Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday shift consistently every week for 6 months, then you could be applied permanency and then given that as a permanent staff member.
Yeah.
And that's why that's why they love playing upon the whole casual thing, because they'll do that. They'll go, okay, here's 3 months, and you're doing the same shifts for 3 months, and then they'll be like 1 week, and then it's just changed by one day, and then they put you back in that rhythm again. They go, oh no, you didn't do a full 6 months because we had to give you this day off or something, some bullshit excuse.
That's why you got to be aware and say, nah, I'm sticking to this because I have rights to do that.
Yeah, and that's where they keep you, and that's where they fuck
Most
it
people
over.
don't do that.
No, and there's all these little loopholes. And it's like, and it's dodgy that so many companies across all the boards do that. So like, whether it's they just own so much,
they don't want to pay full time.
No, and it's just scary.
You give a set rate with overtime as well. Like that's going to cost them a lot more than a casual.
And that's it. And that's just the crazy part.
The funny part is, if you have full time, you
get paid less, but then you have the benefits that they get paid.
They're better to have. Because if they worked enough to get full time, they're the keepers.
Yeah, but no, it's a fuck system.
So why sabotage that and make them pissy?
Yeah,
and then they'll just leave. Like, I don't get, like, this is management for everything.
And that's it. That's what I said. Nothing. It works across the board for every industry. Has it, whether it's just normal jobs, music industry, movie industry, gaming industry. Like the same thing works in different ways of how they portray it. But it's the same thing. It's like that's why you gotta like have these stupid goals they give people. Like, oh, we got to get this time frame of you going.
This is why expectations are stupid. Look at BioWare. Veilguard failed because of expectations from EA.
Yeah, and that's it.
They made all these extra. Still sold millions of copies, but not enough millions.
Exactly my point. So they committed to what they offered. They gave out what they offered. Oh, you made all this money, but it didn't hit in the expectations we felt because they decided to go, oh no,
Sony's that as well. Look at Days Gone. It didn't sell enough.
Yep.
People love it to death.
And they want a sequel, but we can't get that because it didn't see this light.
And again, now we've got new management. We got Haruki Totoki.
So I think because that's the thing too. Is I think because
they have them,
it's been a longer distance of time too. This is the one time where it makes sense to do this in the sense to get numbers checked to see if it actually is worth to expend the franchise and maybe give Bend more things to do. So
I think that's also why we're getting that God of War, the Greek trilogy or the Greek saga. We're getting all 5 games, I think.
Yep.
Remade, remastered.
Bring all the games back to see.
Package. We need that a modern thing. We've only got God of War 3, 2018, and Ragnarok. That's it.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. Like they're so old to try and get your hands on those classics. Like,
give us Ascension, give us the PSPs, give us the original, the first 2.
Imagine
fucking buy them again.
Imagine having those fully like remade, like you're following the same story, but it's in the modern engine, like modern mechanic. Like, how crazy would that be? Playing all those moments again, like doing the boats and stuff, and like all those just memorable moments.
Like using the Ragnarok and 2018 engine and just converted.
Just doing all those moments again,
playing as young Kratos, like hack and slashing your way through it, and something like that. Like,
that'd be so good. Just seeing
fucking Hydras in the first game.
That's what I mean. Like, but like doing those puzzles, like imagine seeing like just those, even though they were silly little puzzles, like ducking behind boxes and had to take out the archers and shit. Like, but like modernly doing that, like having it look modern, but like having to dodge, like that would be cool. Like that would be fucking dope. Like, just because you'd have that nostalgia tick where you'd know like how to solve things, but then it looked different, that it made you go, what the like it just.
Then again, that kicking boxes with the archers, that is frustrating as fuck.
Yeah. Like it's fucking.
I tried doing that a few weeks ago, and I was like, this is hard.
Yeah.
I'm kicking the box, go get it so far, smash.
Yeah, you can do it right, and it's fucking tedious, but like it was like but those puzzles really made you think because they were puzzles. That even though you were fighting combat, it was a puzzle. Like it was just a different kind of puzzle. Because if you did too far, you broke it, or you gave yourself too much open.
And then you got that oracle where you're going to get her in a certain amount of time, but she's hanging, and then you got to jump over and grab her.
Like there's some really interesting puzzles. Like they were really different.
The platform well for that.
That fucking that rotating room as well. Like that
thing that goes the kid.
Yeah,
the massive room that he's going like going to that that 2-direction thing,
Mm.
and you got to climb up that like spiraling.
Yeah,
Hit the Kronos, I think, or something like Pandora's box.
something like that. Yeah, but no, like they were different
Imagine
games.
the Ares fight.
Imagine that scene. Imagine seeing it in modern graphics where you're walking around that. Because remember how there's that you go through the city edge and it curves, and you see the giant Titan walking through the city in the background.
Oh yeah, freaking Kronos.
Like
Yeah.
yeah. And like how dope! Just even for old school, let's just imagine seeing that modern, like just panning around, climbing through, and just see him in the background,
Kronos just there, just on his
oh,
hands and knees,
just like crawling through, breaking everything, like destroying, like like these games were ahead of their times. Like you don't realize until you go back to play some of these games, and you realize they were way ahead of their time, even for what they were capable, like what they were giving. They were doing so
on the
much.
PS2 for fuck's sake, and they're still epic.
Like they're doing so much, but like fuck, so good.
That's why I'm sad. Like Ragnarok in 2018 kind of brought it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like God of War 3 is probably the best for the big like
the last,
and like the big scale battles.
The Titans, because that's what like that mythology was on. You know, was Titans.
You killed Poseidon, you killed Zeus, you killed all of them. Like just the way God of War 3 starts off, and you just all of a sudden you got all these Titans climbing. What fuck are they? They're climbing something.
Yeah, the whole fight of the Titans. But the build up for it,
and you're going through like guys helping you. I think was a guy helping you.
Something there was. Okay, it's been a while.
Something, and you got like Poseidon on a fucking water horse, and like
yeah, I know it's crazy, but they was really well done though. Like
you start off killing the gods like in the first minute.
But that's like but like speaking of that, we've got bloody that just dropped as well was the Tomb Raider, 4, 5, and 6 just dropped.
Yeah,
and I'm annoyed because I haven't been really playing it, but now that they've announced the physical for bloody Soul Reaver coming,
I know, right?
I was like, God damn it! I was like, I bought Soul Reaver. I haven't really played it because I've been playing other games. It's just like, fuck, I bought Soul Reaver. I could have just waited and then bought the fucking physical because I technically haven't played it. I mean, I've got it digitally, but like, it's the fact that
I mean, it's only $40, so
yeah. The physical thing's like $80, $90, something like that.
Yeah, but that comes with a steelbook and other things.
So I'm like, I'm just
Which I don't want that. I don't think it's at retail here though. I think it's order from the US or something.
No, it's EB has it.
EB? Wait,
yeah, because I had my friend messaged me and sent me the thing to the EB link for it. It was $89.95.
Because I looked at EB when it was announced, but it wasn't there.
Yeah, no, they put it up I think a bit late.
It's come up a bit later.
But yeah, I was like, I'm so torn. I mean, it is Soul Reaver.
Oh, $90. That's cheap.
I'm like, it is Soul Reaver though. Like, it is one of my favorite games.
There's no Xbox version, just PS5 and Switch.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
But I mean, like, that's what I'm saying though. It's like, it is one of my favorite games. I mean, even though I bought it
on Switch as well, to be honest.
Like even
the Switch, having Soul Reaver.
Like, even though I spent $40 on the PlayStation to buy it digitally, like, buying physically is supporting them still. Like, it's another copy that's been bought. You know, it's having.
That does not come out for a long time. June.
Yeah. It's a while away. But like, that's what I'm saying.
That
case
looks so good though.
That's what I'm saying. I might pre-order it, and then I can just pay off like $5 or a couple of bucks every fucking week until June.
Yeah. Could you get an art book, a physical soundtrack?
Like I said, it is one of my
steelbook and the 2 games. Like that is worth $90.
That's what I'm saying though. Like, it is one of my favorite games. Like, and then it ended up being that I spent $130 in total, but like, I don't need that disc, but like, it is one of my favorite games. So it's like, I should
support, right?
Yeah. Like, buy, you know. So that's what
I have no qualms spending that. I think I got it for $35 because I got it.
Because I know I'll go back and finish playing it at some point, but like, I've been big into my Shenmue at the moment, and the fact that I've played it twice, the fact that I did one playthrough, got to a point, and literally my other playthrough, in the amount of less of time I've played because now I know what I'm doing, I've sped through that so much and I'm now basically caught up to where I was on my original playthrough, like my first playthrough, in a span of like
cover art book, I think too.
Ooh.
I think.
But there isn't much left for me to go through Shenmue. Once I've done that, then I'll mostly play 2, or I might play something else. But like, I'm in the middle of trying to, I'm like, because I realized how easy the trophies were to get the platinum. I was like, oh, I'll go back, do these things, catch everything up, blah blah blah, so I can get the trophies. Because it's just those few missable ones that I wanted to get through, and I'm just like, oh, I'll just do them now. So I've done that. I'm just like getting through most of it now.
Yeah,
so
I will grab
eventually finish it off
as well. I think.
for the Switch as well.
Well,
But yeah,
just think,
so
have it on the damn Switch. Like, why not? You can play that anywhere. Just play Soul Reaver.
that's it. So, otherwise, maybe I'll just do that because it's the same bundle, same thing. You get Steelbook and all that kind of stuff, isn't it? Yeah, art book.
Yeah,
Whatever.
but I don't know. Whatever you want to do, my boy.
I mean, because I already own it on PlayStation, so what? Like, I could just buy the Switch version
and
then get it all on the Switch because I've already got the.
Right.
I'll have a look at it again, see what the size of everything is for the Steel, like the books and art books and stuff.
Oh, it's cheaper at JB, $84.
Oh, yeah, $5 cheaper.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So or
90.
6. Yeah. But yeah, no. So it's just like there's so many things. It's like Tomb Raider I'll get at some point. Play those again because they did pretty decent.
Oh no, it's a softbound art book.
Oh, is it soft? That's not
JB
bad.
have it as a softbound. Yeah, I mean it's not
Oh.
bad.
Wait, they've got the same thing within a softbound. What the hell?
No, it is a soft cover.
It is.
Softbound.
It is softbound no matter what. I was gonna say.
The fact that EB doesn't list all that, where JB's got like Steelbook with some of the game's gorgeous motifs. A softbound art book highlighting the blah blah blah.
It is good.
The official soundtrack on a physical CD. A collectible tuck-in box housing all the contents.
Yeah,
EB doesn't have that.
Doesn't state it.
It's a soundtrack. It's a book.
They don't actually state that it's in a whole. Yeah.
They're a gaming fucking thing. Yet JB isn't, and they do more effort.
I know them. They're just general like homes and media and whatever.
Yeah, but like just the fact they put more detail into it.
Yeah, I know, it's crazy.
Like that should tell you what it is. I would have known it was a softbound book if I didn't look at JB. Like.
Oh yeah, so no, I will most probably look at getting that as well. Like I said, I might grab it for the Switch. So therefore, because like I said, I've got it on PlayStation, I can play that already.
Yeah.
Why buy it again for a disc that I'm not going to touch or whatever it is, or it's disc, yeah. So might as well just get on a different platform, so then I can do that, play it, and then appreciate it better. I think I'd feel like then it feels like I'm not, like I'm doubling down, but it's on multiple platforms.
And so the good thing is, it's not a code in the box on the Switch. It's on the cartridge.
Might as well be because they're not big. Even with the remaster they done, it's still. Because just like cosmetic and it does play really well, but like it's very convenient. Like it's not large.
Oh, it's only a few gig.
That was like Shenmue. Shenmue's like that. They're so small. I was like, oh my god.
Like 4 gig, I think Shenmue one.
No, it's like 3 gig, 2 gig something.
Oh,
it's so tiny. But like I'm like, oh my god. But how the way they did that game though is impressive. Like I forgot what games like that were like. Like.
Did you play that back on the Xbox, on the original Xbox, or not?
Not really, but like the way I've been playing
it back then, like because I played that as a kid, like on the OG Xbox. That shit was ahead of its time with everything.
But that's what I'm saying, because because what I've been doing with the first, because I played it and I was going through the story and unaware of like how I was doing it, so things took longer and I was doing stuff, and because I knew how to do it, when I did that second, like started doing this other playthrough to get those trophies, I was skipping through things because I knew what I was doing. And interactions play out differently. Like even though it's all like follow the same progression, how things are done, that everyone reacts differently because I've skipped out on most information because I'm already kind of aware of things. So things like are the same but different. It's trippy. And I'm just like, what the hell? Because like how people respond to things. Because like I'm already aware of questions, or I've missed out on feedback because I didn't ask everyone questions. So like I'm like unaware of certain responses, and it's just like what, like, and then like it's an RPG thing, but like the game's not really an RPG, but it kind of is. Like it's
a RPG light.
Yeah, but it's just like crazy just seeing the differences of like how I've managed to like.
All 3 games are the same. Like they're all just like that.
And that's cool. Just like kind of skipping through a little bit, but yeah, it's just a nice game just to be chill playing. I might play some more. Currently, had play it the last couple of days because.
I tried it recently, and it's weird to move.
Yeah, it's very stiff.
I was like,
it's all stepping. I know, and then the camera trying to get things to turn. It's just like, oh, because I went down because I did a sequence where I thought I had the torch still because I did the mission and you had the torch. And then no, you didn't actually take the torch in the inventory. It was just part of the mission. So I had to go back and get a torch, which I knew where it was. But like, I went down to the basement point. and it's like, oh, it's too dark. Like, but then there's this whole thing. But when I went down, the camera wouldn't turn properly, and I'm like trying to walk in this small space. Camera spazzed out, so he just grabs the ladder and climbs back up again. I'm like, no, get back the fuck in there. But like, you got to rotate, and how he steps and turns,
Right.
you can get yourself caught in the little hitbox things that like trigger sequences. And it's just like, oh, it's just like, fuck, just let me through. I know what I'm doing. Like
it's still a game of its time, like 2001, I think it was, or whatever. Like 2000, 2000.
But
It's
still
still
so
a game
good.
of its time. It just got a
But
nice coat of paint on it.
mind
That's
you,
all.
some of the game's slightly racist.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, like, for its time, you realize, like, that period it was in, like, fuck. Like, just how that characters talk and emphasize on things, it's just like...
Just like the Yakuza games. I wouldn't say as bad, but, like, they do stereotype a few people and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I was like, fuck, the stereotyping in this and how they phrase things. Like,
Which
there's...
isn't bad. Like, it's not a bad thing, because
Oh, it's just... There's, I don't know
it's just
who...
that
I don't
people
know...
who play it now be like, they'll be fucking mortified.
I don't know who the fuck they got. It's because it makes no sense because it's characters, because it's like Japanese, like Shenmue's based in Japan, and then there are some Chinese like characters there. There's like, and I don't know what they were thinking, but there's like a black, like there's one black guy, and they got the voice right, like they chose the right guy and the voice is fine. But it's like, but then they have another black guy who's like apparently, I'm guessing he's Jamaican. I don't know if he is, but they have like a white guy voicing him to try to put on a Jamaican accent, but it goes in and out between sounding not like a white guy, sometimes sounding like it's Indian, and then Jamaican. And it just fluctuates all over the place. And I'm just like, what the fuck are they going for here? Like, this is kind of racist. Like,
Yeah, that's a product of the time, though.
like you literally had a guy who sounds like a black guy doing a black guy's voice. You could have just had that same actor voice this character as well, and just called it a day, because like he would have been easier to emphasize like the suave attitude, you know, like then I feel like then getting a white guy trying to pretend to be Jamaican, because he's just like, hey man, I'm here to talk to you all about the weather. And it's just like, what? And that's what it's like, because it just flows. He's like, I'll be talking to you like a Jamaican man, but I want to know about the Dalai Lama. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's just so bad. And then sometimes he has no accent. That's what I said. He just sounds like a white guy because it's just no accent.
You know why that is, though? Because I don't think the original game was in English.
No,
I mean, it could have been.
It got dubbed, but the dubbing is like, you can tell that some voices are reused by the voice actor to do other characters for extras.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff,
also
which is fine.
dubs aren't always the best in any Japanese media like that. Like, look at. I wouldn't say Dragon Ball because it's good and bad sometimes, but like, there is some very horrible.
And then just the typical.
I mean, the original Yakuza, that had an English dub on the PS2. There's a reason it didn't come back for the remake. There's a reason the first 6 Yakuza games don't have voice acting in English.
Yep.
There's no dub. They're just in Japanese.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't work. You shouldn't dub the game unless, like, Judgment and that, which have an English dub, and it's fantastic.
But that's because of the time, like, of how things were done in the period when they were made. Like, it just, the audience. Because even then, technically, those early Yakuza games, the audience wasn't a Western audience. It was literally Japanese.
It was PS2. It was a Japanese game. Like,
it wasn't until later that people.
Yes, we had it here because I played them as a kid.
But it's very niche compared to later that they became. Like,
because I'm playing the Yakuza games now, and people I know don't even know the fuck it is.
Well, like I said, now you've got like Yakuza, that pirate game, whatever it is, and that's like it's like literally advertised as a mainstream game. Like because like in Japan, Yakuza is a AAA title. Like, it is a really big, but like here, it was never like that kind of like.
They have been for the last
publicized.
7 years here. They've been big now.
Ish on the sense of advertised, like a Dragon.
Last 4 or 5 games have got English dubs.
Yeah. Like say Yakuza Like a Dragon, I think was where it definitely took off more, because that was very big. Like that
Yakuza
was very
7.
Yeah. But like, because that was, I remember seeing that advertised like everywhere, and that was the first time I actually saw like a Yakuza game like properly advertised.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's crazy how that was like a thing.
I tell you, like, I played the original Yakuza, and like, the voice acting wasn't the best for English dub.
No, but like that's the thing. Like, but like how Shenmue does the English dub is fucking hilarious. Like it's all over the place in a sense. But like,
Yeah, because it's they just get a script right and they translate from they just
oh,
translate it, which doesn't always work.
but like how they, I don't know how it emphasizes the voice. Like the voice acting is good, but just how they like bring a dialogue across, it's just like whoever wrote the translate like the English translation from the Japanese or whatever it was just so like
Yeah,
how
because
they
it would
wrote
have
to
been the
emphasize
studio
it.
themselves. It would have been a side thing that just say, "Hey, can you just dub this game we've
Yeah,
done?
but like
Like,
how they emphasize because
just
like
quickly get in the booth and just go through the lines." Like,
it's just like unintentionally emphasized slightly racist because just like because like you imagine
right?
being
Like,
like
fuck.
you'd be like oh you know like you're having a conversation you're like oh he's Chinese okay cool like you know you'd be like oh he's Chinese oh I you know okay understandable like I know kind of but it's just like but the way how this was kind of like translated and they emphasize like oh he's Chinese like he's shocked oh it's but oh that's fine like it's like oh he's Chinese oh it's fine I'm not racist I have Chinese friends my friend Tony he's Chinese so I can't be like it kind of has that kind of attitude to it because of the like it being the time period it came out. It's just like,
Right?
and it's just
Yeah,
it's
because
like
people back then were racist. Like,
actually that bringing up that was like a comment I saw
it
on
was never
Facebook.
always
Oh, that was
it was
like
never always in a bad way, but it just sounds bad when you say it like that as
it,
well. Like,
another example that's not game related, but it was a comment I saw on Facebook about something the other day, and clearly because this lady was an older lady and she's from a different time period, but she basically said something. She's like basically it's like it's fine I understand it I have chocolate friends. It's just like oh my god I was like
sake.
oh for fuck's sake like. Oh, bro, like that's not.
Like, I wouldn't say that out in public.
No, I was like, fuck, and I was like, this is like on some
I
comment
wouldn't
on
say that at
Facebook.
all. But
It's like on Facebook, and then someone replied.
oh,
Yeah, this is on Facebook. This is the thing on Facebook in the comments, and someone and then someone replied going what was it something it was like saying she's really well someone it was maybe it was a remark back to the whole chocolate comment, but like it was basically in the like feeling like the sense like oh like it was I can't remember the reply now. I lost the train of thought of it in my head, but it was a really good comeback making a stab at the chocolate comment being like it was just fucking hilarious. But I was just like the audacity to just be like it's fine I have chocolate friends. I was like oh fuck what's it's not your friends. They're not listed by a flavor of like
I mean,
like
yes, you may refer to them and they may enjoy it, but you put that shit on the internet.
they're just people like it's people you don't need to refer someone like I don't go like you don't go
You
around
just say I have friends. Like,
yeah people are people okay we're all different colors but we're all people we're all friends we're all the same like you don't have to
on the
start
inside, they're
listing
the freaking same. Like,
but I just like how people have to try to explain how they're trying to demographify like their
like
friends so it's like the only time you have to bring up color is if you're identifying with the police because they need to know identification so you go light skin dark skin like most of the time we say light skin it's white dark skin is dark, you know, fair skin. Like you have different, but like then at
well,
least
that's
give
just
them a
what someone
demographic.
said. Like, this is fucking fucking hilarious. But it's like we're all just shades of wheat.
Mm,
Like, it's true. Like, we're
mm,
all just shades of wheat.
mhm, mhm,
We're not colors. We're just shades of wheat.
mhm. Some of us are just more burnt than others. Some of us just more overcooked.
Right? Like, it's just. I guess I've got friends of all variety, but I don't go around saying got
Some people have just
that
been in
friend, this friend.
some people have just been in the toaster longer.
Fuck's sake.
But like that's all it is. Like that's it. That's the best terminology is we're all the same. We're all the same loaf of bread. It's just some of us have been in the toaster longer. That's all it is. Like you don't have to
Right?
list. You don't have to list it going. Oh, this person like no, they're just toast. Like we're just people. Like it's just fucking. It's just hilarious. So I'm kind of segueing there.
We all bleed the blood, so.
It's just hilarious when people just think they're like almost like not entitled, but like I don't know, just like
Oh, it definitely is that. Like,
it's like
it
a weird.
definitely is that.
Well, they think they're doing the right thing by like terminology, like people know if there's something going on with color, and you go, my friends, like people will assume you're talking about. I mean, some people are dumb, but
Right?
people can't read. People can't read through the lines.
People can't
Actually,
read.
not dumb, but it was actually. I do want to come back to the few things because it's been an interesting last few days. So I do want to kind of come away from all that nonsense of nonsense anyway. Because I want to do say belated everyone out there that whether it is together or separately, I do want to wish everyone a belated happy Valentine's Day. To everyone out there in the lovely lands. From us,
Yes.
we wish you a nice, lovely, beardy, hugged of a beard Valentine's Day, a beard's day. To everyone out there of our listeners, whether you're male,
Hey, that'd be a
female,
day one day.
like I said, whether you're male, female, elephant, giraffe, inside out, back to front, any kind,
Upside down.
chocolate even. We want to
What's the other one? You got chocolate, then you got what's the
vanilla,
other?
chocolate, vanilla, strawberry,
Vanilla,
hokey pokey, or
lemon.
banana flavor. Um, that actually.
Like,
Imagine something being like, oh, that's bad. Actually, no, that is even worse again too. It's adding to this. My chocolate friends, it's fine, but sometimes when I throw it to things, my banana friends don't like it. Like, it's just. Oh, that's just adding layer. Oh, I've just gone down south.
banana friends.
You know what I'm talking about. It's pretty easy to fucking when you start colorizing things with fruit and
Right.
flavors and oh my
Like,
god.
fuck's sake.
What are these all different assortments of Nesquik? Fuck.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, banana.
Oh, I
Nesquik
can
nuts,
compare
though.
myself to
Banana-
that. I could compare myself to that. My
It's
life
not
is
banana,
my life of
Nesquik.
friends of existence. Banana Nesquik doesn't exist, neither does my banana friend. Oh my god, that's so
Fucking hell.
bad. That's so bad. My brain just went there. I was like, oh no. It's just because of these stupid people with these stupid comments. It's just like,
Right.
oh, why do you have to just they think they're being helpful and beneficial. It's like not. You're not. You're just making it worse for everyone else. Just to read it. It's
Just say,
embarrassing.
my friends, and that's it.
But no. So it's been an interesting last couple of days. So yesterday was Valentine's Day. Me and Al decided to take the opportunity to have our own time together. Thankfully, kids were at school, so we got to have some time in the morning for Valentine's Day. So we went and used our voucher we got for Christmas, and we went to a place called Hijinks Hotel. So I got some photos.
That
So
sounds suspicious, doesn't it? Hijinks Hotel.
so I want to get into this. So this will actually kind of fun. So I will post the photos I talk up on the Beardy Instagram, so you can have a look at it.
Yeah.
But it's a very nice, elegant, and it's a twist on it. It's not an escape room; they're challenge rooms. So you go in and you got to complete challenges within the time. Well, I mean, you can leave it in, but the idea is you complete challenges and you go on your way. So we went and used that. We had the voucher, so we basically got access to the stage one, which is 5. There's like set cycles I haven't said. It's like 30-minute round, which is 5 rooms, or an hour, which is 10 rooms, which makes sense. It's 5 and 5.
Imagine if in the whole hour in one room, like, I can't do it.
No, that's it. So thankfully, it's because it's challenge rooms. It's pretty easy. It's just getting sore. So I'll go into it. So it's nicely decorated, like a kind of a. It kind of feels like we're in the hotel and from Control almost a little bit, which is kind of cool. No, remember the hotel in Control, the hallway, and you got like the cool, elegant hallway where you had, and they had that style, that vintage.
I think where the room shifted, kind of thing.
Yeah. So that, but even that style, it had that vintage style as well. So it felt very like retro '60s hotel.
So like 40s, 50s.
Yeah. So it had that aesthetic to it, and it had they had the people working in different areas. So you have like the bellboy at the entranceway. That you walk in, they go, "Here's your room." Like they give you a key card and everything. It's fucking dope as. And I've still got the key card. I don't know where I've set it. But it's a nice like pink key card, and it gives you access. You actually use it to access the rooms.
Hey.
Yeah, it's really nice. So you get this whole sleeve for it. It's really fucking cool. I'm like, fuck, this is nice. They give you that at the start, and they go wait down the elevator. So you go down this long corridor, and on the walls they have on both sides of the walls they have like framed pictures. Some are digital, so they can like move and come to life. But there a lot of it. It's all very pop culture-y. So it's like a lot of different things. So it has like a nice landscape hillside, but then there's a UFO sucking up a cow, or it could be like a knight, but it's a frog. And there's like so it's a night frog. Like all these really weird. Like I've got the photos. I'll put them up. And it's like the really cool pop culture, like pop like art, like
Because that cow things that
twisted.
destroy all humans,
Yeah, yeah.
they take up the
So
cows.
so
Like,
there's all these different kind of funky like cat wearing goggles and like that really obscure like cool funky artworks, and it's really nice like seeing them all on the walls together. I'm like, I would if I had a wall that I could paint like a nice
you just fill it
pastely
with
pink.
stuff like that.
Yeah, if it was like a nice pastely pink, mint green, I'd have a nice wall like that, and I'd just have all these frames with that kind of. It would be fucking beautiful. So that's like the whole way you go down, and then at the end there's like an elevator, and you're greeted by the person like get in the you're gonna go up to this floor here, and they immerse your thing because it's like it has like this massive thing where it's like counting down from like level 8, and it makes again a ground floor. Even though I know where the building is, it's technically on a 2-story floor building, but how they design it makes it feel like it's a double-story building. And it's really cool how
Yeah.
they do it. Like it's this whole layout feel to it all. And you go in the elevator, and they have the whole atmosphere. Like you ride the elevator, and you see it ticking up, and as it gets partway through, the elevator freaks out, and the lights flicker, and it like this. You hear this like ominous like voice, like it's a ghost or something's haunting the building, and it's just like oh, you're in, and because this whole thing, and then everything kind of comes back on, and then you get to the 8th floor, and you get out, and it's like a kind of a twisted, quirky like corridor, and you go down another corridor, and there's another bellboy waiting for you at the check-in, and then they come and they take your cards and they sign you in at the thing, make sure that they give you the right room to. Oh, like, it's really cool and immersive. It's really fucking
Right.
dope. And then you go in, and there's like this weird circular room, but it's like most games. When you go in like a hotel or like a room, it kind of gives you like that. Oh, continues on, but it's a loop. It's a continuous
Yeah.
loop, but it feels like it's an
Right.
endless like long hall. Like, and they did that really well in the space that they made. I'm like, this is cool. Like it has that feeling, even though it's like all confined in a small room, and they have like these different rooms, listing like different extras. This way for this room, this for this room. There's like the secret games room, which was up, up, down, down, left, right. I was like, that's great. And it was like the
Fuck
Konami
yeah.
code was the secret room, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, so you go in the 5 rooms. You get, depending if there are other people, usually you go in groups. So you usually go in groups of 5. So then you
It's
rotate
definitely
rooms.
whoever made that was definitely a fan of all this. Like,
Yeah, because it's really well. One of the rooms says one goes points down. It just says Nicholas. It just says Nicholas Cage on the thing. It's just Nicholas Cage that way. It's just like I'm like, that's cool. Like it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, so you go in, and then you get designated like well, you get, because every card has a room to start you off on. So we
Yeah.
were the first ones signed in, so we got room 1. And then the next people, 2. So you start at your designated door, and you go in the room, you do the activity, and then when you come out, you rotate. So you go in a circular, so everyone gets a turn of each room.
oh, yep.
And basically, you go in, and then they are, like I said, the challenge rooms. So they're like, so what this whole thing is in the end is like an interactive, like, carnival arcade experience. So you go in and you're playing like carnival games, like puzzles. So the first one we had to go into was like a ball pit room. So the balls came up to like your ankles. So big ball pit, and there's all these objects on the wall like diamonds and triangles and hexagons, and they're all in different colors. And basically it's Simon Says. So he goes, Simon
Oh.
says, uh, put balls in the triangle holes. So you go, okay, and you just load them up, and then you go through that, and sometimes you won't say it, and every time you do something, you get points for it. I'm like, that's kind of cool, like shoving them in the holes, like green,
Right.
anything with a green shape or red shapes or specifically triangles, or and it's not exactly hard, so it's not going out of the way going, oh, only red squares, because then that's only one. Like it is making it quite easy. So there's multiple holes, and you just have fun trying to shove them in the holes as quickly as you can. And then, like, I was like, that's kind of fun. Like, it's like, but when you get into it, you're like, fuck yeah. So you're like, just like, da 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 da, just pick up as many balls as you can, try to shove them in the holes, and it's just great. So, Al had her side, I had my side, and that was kind of fun. And then we went on to the next room, which was basically the memory. I think it was it. Well, my memory's bad now.
Shit.
But it's the memory one. So
Memory
there's,
one.
there's all these. So you go in the room, but there's giant like Rubik's cubes, like objects that are giant Rubik's cubes, but then they have buttons on some of them,
Dang.
and they're like colors. So then again, there's like a circle, like a blue circle, and like an orange star, and all these things, and then it would like, and then you got to do it in the musical sequence. So you go and it's like boop boop. So you go, okay, that one, but it's the room, so you're gonna go from like here to there. And then it's just like, okay, now this one's like, boop, 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 and then you go, oh, so you go, boop, 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 and then you go try and it just gets progressively worse and worse as you go on. But I'm like, these are kind of like the mini games you play in video games. And I'm like, this is kind of fun. Like, these are like sequences you do. And like, I was kind of good, but then I kind of confused myself.
That reminds me of that Pokemon Stadium Clefairy thing where you got that.
Yeah.
You have to match the
Yeah.
poses, but it's music. Well, it's the same thing. Like it was music based on that as well.
So I was like, that's kind
That's
of
fucking.
cool.
That's fucking
So yeah,
cool.
so the objects in the room and they're on these things, so you got to reach and smack them, and you just slap them in the music sequence order. And then another room was you had it's like a quiz room. So the rooms are painted with specific like objects on the walls, and as it comes up with a quiz every round, like has a quiz and it's like A B C D, and it asks you a question. It's like, is what color are the flowers? So you look on the wall and you'd be like, oh, the flowers are white and yellow. So you go, okay, C or whatever it was, and then like, what is the bird saying? And you look over, there's like a speech bubble coming out of one of the birds, and it'll be like, oh, it's saying platypus. So you'd be like, okay, it's saying planet, and yeah, you had to go through and you quiz that, and you had to like answer these quizzes, and every time you got 4 right, you got a token to have a go at the claw machine that was in the back of the room. So you answer that, go
Oh,
and quickly play the claw machine to try and win a prize, and then you'd come back and then like do another set, and then like did that for like, and they're all about 3-4 minutes each room, I think it was,
yeah. Because
because 30 minutes
you
a
said
lot.
an hour for 10. It's roughly 5 minutes. 5 6
Yeah,
minutes
and I
a
was like,
room.
that's cool as like you go through and you get to like, and I was like, that's kind of interesting way like answering these quizzes, like and like it's on the room, like everywhere you look around the room is part of a question. And like you could
Right.
be like, how many colors does the ice cream have, or how many hearts are there? How many clouds? What color are the clouds? You know, and then sometimes there'll be a question, and then but it's like those kind of like little puzzle things just to throw you off. And then sometimes one of the questions will be like, what
Is it
color?
someone there doing that live, or is it just
No,
a
it's
pre?
just the pre-thing record plays over
Oh,
the things. It's an automated voice that plays, giving you these instructions. But there are some questions which are hilarious because it's literally in the answers in the questions. But it'd be like, what color are the blue clouds? I'm like, well, it's blue. Like it literally says it. What color are the blue clouds? You know. Or one of it was like, this answer is incorrect. And it's like, well, okay, the answer is incorrect. Like, you know, like it's
yeah, but some people wouldn't get that though.
yeah, it's like it really gets it really throws you off a little bit, like tries to throw people off. I'm like, that's kind
Right.
of cool to like add to it. And then another room was just a hacky sack kind of like room which had like 5 faces, and you just got to throw like the balls into the mouths
That's cool.
in a quick bit of time succession. So the front ones
So
had
it's like those clowns that went around like,
yeah, but these are just flat board style ones. So you just had to just chuck the balls, and that was pretty basic but fun. And then another room which was kind of cool was like 6 arcade machines, 3 on each side. And
ooh,
again, it was kind of like a pattern sequence, but it was more of when you hear a sound, you had to press the button in correlation to the sound. So it could have been like a lightning
oh
bolt,
shit.
or a gun laser, or a fucking horse. So like you had to slap the buttons on the arcade machines in what was being played, and it was like, oh, that was crazy. Like it was an interesting layout,
Right.
but that was just the first 5 rooms. I'm like, this is cool. Like I got to come back and try and either do the 5, like do the if I do it again, either do the 10, or if I do 5, if I can do the other
Yeah.
5, like so it's not the
Right.
same 5 I've already done, just to give that an
Can you
experience.
pick or not?
I think you might be able to. I'd have to ask next time I go, but I think because it was our first time, we just did the first 5, because
Yeah.
I think they were suggesting that you could, but no, I was like, this is kind of a fun little thing. Like I definitely do it again. Like even though I know what's going on, it was a fun experience
Yeah,
with the
but you
whole
got the other
atmosphere.
half, so
Yeah, and that's it. So, but no, it's really
could be
really well
completely
thought out.
fucking different. Like, could be a whole flipped on its head, like upside down. Fucking
That's it. Like you don't know with it, but like I mean, once you kind of know it does give you an insight what you're looking forward to when you go next time, and you know what fun you're going to have because you've done
well,
it
you want
once.
it accessible to families, or
Mm.
if you make it too difficult, people wouldn't
Well,
progress.
and that's the thing too, because you can go with groups
Considering
of
you got what about 6 minutes a room, like that's
yeah,
not very much
and
time.
and the thing is, well, is you can go in there with a group of 2. You can go in with a group from 2 to 6 people.
Yeah,
So with like that arcade one where there's you pressing the sound, if you have 6 people, you could have one like a person on each
on
arcade
each
machine
button,
and pressing it, so you could get a really high score. And like
right?
same as like the button sequence one, when it's like which button you're gonna press. If you're gonna press in the beat of tune, like you can
Right.
have everyone on each button. Like I ended up doing it myself because like, oh, I got this to get Al like to help me with that one, but I did most of it myself. But even my brain got flustered a little bit after realizing I was like, remember the sequence. I was like, fuck, what was it again? Oh no. So, but no, I was like, that was cool. So it was definitely an interesting experience. It's like that's something I've never done before. Right next door, they got the putt putt. I'm like, am I going to do that next time? Because the holy
But
moly,
oh,
they're themed putt putt. So I had a little peek in there next to because it's all
oh, so
part of the one.
it's the same place, is it?
Yeah, same place, but they got it divided just to kind of theme the 2 different sides up. Because the putt putt is holy moly, and they have themed like
Oh,
each hole's a themed hole. So they had like a Simpsons couch, and they have like the Flintstones mobile and all different things. They're pretty cool. But It'd be interesting if there's other puzzles at the if there's because
They're
there are
still
a few other.
going right now. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, they have late night sessions too. I guess it's crazy how late they go. But I didn't think it was going to be massively popular. But I should have realized maybe it would have been because it's Valentine's Day. But I was
It's
like, I don't.
popular right now. I'm looking at the popular times.
Yeah,
It's still pretty high. It's on the third line on the
yeah. A lot of
thing.
people going. Yes, on a Saturday night. Like it's crazy. I would not think about it. Like, but it is a fun thing to go do.
I mean, it makes sense
Even though, like I said,
on a Saturday night.
even though I've done the rooms, if I wanted to plan an event night out with some friends, or if it was just me now wanting to go out and have a night away, I would, if I had the money, I would most probably go do that again because it was a fun, little activity. Even though I know what the puzzles are, yeah. Even though, the hijinks had, a very set basic, gameplay mechanics, it was fun to play because you go, well, I know what my score was, I want to beat my score this time round, or you give you, these little achievements, you want, goals you set for yourself. You want to do better and play better. Yeah. So it'd be interesting if they have any kind of character, but then they have a dining area. But yeah, no, I'll put all those photos up for that anyway, up on the Insta, because yeah, they were interesting. That's some pretty cool photos.
You got challenge, mini golf, and karaoke.
And then the day before that, which was Thursday, I ended up going out to the city because I was doing some research, for some art stuff because they got the one of the big art galleries on show events on at the moment, exhibitions at the Goma, the Asian cultural a weird Pacific Asia, Asia Pacific whatever it was. So it's a mixture of all a bit of Australia with New Zealand and those islands going up to Asia and stuff like that. It's all that kind of stuff. It's all different cultural art pieces, which was pretty interesting. But I will bring up the story that I laughed at Al. She did. So we went to this one exhibit area, and I was having a look, and there's this symbol on the wall that had the touch here. So she's poking the wall, and I'm looking at her why are you touching the wall? It's it says touch here. I'm like, no, it's for the TV that's above it. It's a touchscreen TV. She's poking the wall. She's like, it's not doing anything. What am I supposed to do? I'm like, it's a touchscreen TV. That's what it's for. So that makes. I was like, you're a goober.
That's fantastic.
And I was like, what? Why are you poking the wall for?
Touchscreen TV.
And because of that subconsciously has been left in my brain. I had a dream last night, and I had a dream where it was we're in an art gallery, so it's played back on itself. So we're in an art gallery, and it was a painting in my dream, and it was called don't poke the painter. And then so basically, and in my dream they're looking at these paintings, and I look back and she's poking the painting, and I'm like, why are you poking the painting for?
Oh no!
And it's because she goes, well, the painting's called "Don't Poke the Painter." It's so I'm poking it because I'm like, why are you letting the intrusive thoughts win? It was this stupidest dream in my head, but it was basically coming back to that, basically in my head. But I was like, why am I dreaming this stupid dream? I was like, oh, what?
Right.
I was like, fuck's sake. I'm like, why are you poking paintings for?
Don't poke the painter.
I mean, that would be a funny piece to paint. Imagine having that painting.
Next art project. Don't poke the painter.
Yeah, imagine having a painting, but then you do something with with the painter part where it's maybe a bit more 3-dimensional. It's maybe with some fabric or something, so it makes it it's meant to be a touched piece, so you can feel a different texture.
Or it's a very
soft, squishy, or something like that. Even
as you put a bit too much paint, so it's a little bit squishy, and don't poke the.
But no, it was just it's just crazy. So I was like, oh god. But no. So it was an interesting Valentine's Day. We haven't really done much in the sense in Valentine's for a while, so it was nice to use a voucher that was for Christmas for Valentine's. It was a nice little getaway, day out,
right?
Day away.
That does sound fun as hell, though.
But no, definitely hijinks. I would recommend it for what it is, for how simple it is. It's the most simplest setup, the simplest thing you do.
Well, it's the fact that they immerse you.
Yeah, the immersion is what does it. The atmosphere is really nice. I would mind, because they have, when you come out and you're done.
That seems better than a fucking theme park,
Yeah, it actually, because theme parks used to be immersive, and, they're not immersive anymore. And this captured
you just walk around, stand in line, and wait.
Yeah, and that's what the big thing to me is
you're
immersion.
doing something the whole time, there's something happening.
Yeah, and they talk, everyone's talking to you, and, having fun, and, how they get in character
the elevator stuff, the cars, you've always got something
Yeah,
keeping
to
you
feel
immersed in what you're
yeah.
doing. Like,
And I was like, this is cool.
where
So I was
theme
like,
parks, you're just looking around like,
because like they had like a because when you
nah.
leave, when you go through and you leave, they have like a bar on the way out, and you can get like food and drinks. So like that'd be cool to like try their like themed drinks or something next time as well. Like have
Right?
some money, go do that, come out, have like some themed drinks, and then yeah. I was like, oh, I've got to figure that out next time. Have some moolah,
Right?
have some extra moolah saved up, and have a
Some
good
extra
night out.
moolah,
Have
some
an
extra
evening
dough
out.
hairs.
That's it. Um, but yeah, before I go any further, because I do want to bring this up because it's fucking hilarious still. This is coming back to Ed last night.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is fucking hilarious. I want to, because this is like, it just boggles my mind. It just cracks me up. So he come over and he's like, got him over. He was going to go out, but he decided not to in the end. I'm like, that's all right. Then you don't have to go. Like I said, do what you want to do. So we end up just staying. We end up just having a few drinks. Um, I say a few, it was actually a little bit more than I normally do for a while. But he come over and he comes out and he goes, "Hey, bro, like belated Merry Christmas," because I get that was the whole point too. I was like, when you come over, I'll give you a like Christmas present. And he's like, I didn't know what to get, so he got me this. He's like, "Hey, bro, come over here. Here's your Christmas present." So he brings over a bottle of Kraken,
Hey.
and I'm like, "Fuck yeah, all right, cool." I'm like, "Oh, didn't have to get that carried away, but I appreciate it, fucking Kraken. No, don't mind if I
Right?
do." So we're sitting around and then we're like, yeah, and we're just like having a few drinks of what I had. Having drinks. Oh, I'm like, if you want to get more drinks, you can. Like, it's up to you. Like, I've got drinks.
Mm.
It doesn't matter what we're drinking. So we're like, yeah, he's like, oh, we'll get something else. Oh, we'll get some. So he ends up ordering Uber to drink. And I'm like, no, but like, we got the Kraken. We can crack it open. He's like, no, save it. No, save it. Like, that's your Christmas present. That's for you. We don't have to share it. I'm like, no. It's like, and then so he orders Uber, and
Oh no.
he got a different bottle of Kraken, and we drank that instead. About more than half of it. And I'm like, you got like, you gave me one. We could have just drunk that. You didn't
Right?
have to buy another one. He goes, no. That's your Christmas present one. I'll buy another one and we can drink that. And I'm like, if you want. So
Fucking hell.
now I've got 2 bottles of Kraken that I may or may not drink. I don't think I will until maybe next weekend, maybe the weekend after.
Right?
But now I've got 2 bottles of crack or bottle and a half of Kraken. So
Right?
it's just like fucking hell, like it doesn't bother
That's
me.
you should
Like,
have just went, nah, fuck you, crack.
yeah, I know. I was just sitting. Well, because I'm already sitting at my desk with the middle because it is kind of like a bar. So he was sitting on the other side. I was like, "What would you like to drink, sir?" And I had all my cans and stuff. And I'm cracking them open and serving them up. Because like I said, so like I was saying to him, I've been buying like the 8%ers now. So like the big strength
Oh
drinks,
yeah.
and then having my cups, cracking them open, pour it down in, and then mix it with my soda water, so that I'm not like over sugarizing with lemonade and taking the flavor
Yeah.
away. I'm letting it keep its natural flavor and watering it down a little bit so it's not as strong. And so my drinks fucking last me because it's like cheap as chips buying 8%ers. Like there's like 4-pack 8%ers for like $15, which is cheaper than buying like
Right?
a 6-pack of 4%ers or 4.5s. It's just like I can have a can of 8%er, which technically makes it a 4%er because it's by volume. So that's what I mean. Because 8% in that can volume, you have that. Therefore, it is a 4% by volume. Like that's
Yeah.
how alcohol is measured. Like people don't realize that. Like it's based upon volume measuring. So if you get a small bottle, like
That's why I said, like, if you have a mist drink which is 3.5 or 3.8, that is that bottle, 3.5 or 8. Like,
yeah, because like this is 50 mils. It's a 40% volume,
yeah,
and
right,
that's not on this. It's weird ratio because it's 40%. Like the drink itself is 40%, but that's based on the liter. I think it's liter scale. So when you
yeah,
buy this, if you had a full liter, like it's
40.
40. Yeah, so this isn't technically like people go, oh, that's like no, you can take this and down that. Like you're not drinking 40% alcohol. That's like this is like a becomes down to because it's only 50 mils.
That's a
It's
couple of shots right there. That's it.
yeah, like you can drink like it's a weird ratio like because alcohol's done like I said, because it's per volume stasis, it's very weird. So it's like,
unless it's in a can or a stubby, and then that's what it is. Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
is
So it's set ratio.
4-5%.
So
Like
and that's why it's
yeah,
very confusing. So when you get like your bottles like this, like a Kraken, like
that'd
if
be
I
what 40-50%. Like
this is 40% alcohol.
yeah,
That's 40% if I drank the whole bottle, because this is
yeah,
a oh I mean I guess no yeah, volume 70, yeah, so 70 milliliters. So it's weird
yeah.
it's a weird ratio because like it's so fucking confusing because it's like trying to explain it, it's weird cycle. So if I had the whole bottle, that would be 40% alcohol I would be drinking if I had the whole bottle.
Yeah.
So if you strain it down, you're not drinking 40% alcohol. You're drinking, so if you like, it depends on how you split it up. So if you split up into 4 lots of 10, yeah. That's what would be by volume. So because it's 40%,
Yeah.
if I split this into fours, that would make each drink 10%.
4. No, you
Because
said by
it's
4s. So into 4, so 10%. Yeah.
yeah. So each drink would be a 10% drink. So if
Yeah.
you do a thing where you do a cap full, that's like point
Point
whatever
like
percentage. You're not
yeah.
getting yourself really that drunk realistically. If you do it like if you're sipping on it, you're not getting drunk because you're consuming it over
That's why
like
people who drink like half a bottle, they're not too bad. You drink
yeah,
3/4, you're getting a bit hiccupy.
like
You drink
yeah,
a bottle,
exactly.
you're fucking getting there. Like
Because you've consumed 40% alcohol.
yeah.
Like it's weird. It's a weird ratio because it's got to
That's why
be
it's bad when people say like when you drink absinthe, don't drink
yeah,
a fucking bottle.
yeah, because that's like a absolute
80% of
80%
it,
alcohol. So it's a weird
70,
thing.
80. Like
That's why you can buy these and be like, oh, boom, it's one shot. You've taken a big shot in a
one or
sense because
two
it's a little
shots. Yeah,
more.
depends on the bottle.
But it's not
Like
40%. Like that's you got to do it
it is,
as
but
a
not that.
yeah. And that's why it's a very confusing
Like the
ratio.
alcohol is 40% when it's in proper liter or
Yeah.
one and
So
a
I
half.
think it's
But
700. I think 700 is the ratio. That's what
yeah,
they base it upon.
yeah,
Is
750. I
700
think
usually it's yeah
750.
750 is the full ratio. So, and that's why it's 40% by volume. So at the end of the day, this is only 50 mils. So that's only like realistically one. Like I would mostly if I shotted
Maybe
this.
2 to 3%, maybe.
Yes, saying so. If I drank that, I would most probably just be over the legal drinking limit. Like if I was
Yeah.
blowing a breath, like because it's
Oh,
not.
maybe 2 of them.
Yes, I mean
You
that's
reckon
yeah.
one would do that?
Oh,
Nah.
maybe no, maybe not. That's what I'm saying.
One,
Then
one
that's
wouldn't, unless you
yeah.
haven't eaten or anything. Like, but if you've eaten and then did one, it wouldn't do
That's what I'm saying.
shit.
So some drinks like this is in that sense. Because actually, what am I saying? Because it should
Yeah.
say it on there too. Oh, based on a. Because I got a little bottle of Kraken, it should say it's 40% as well.
Right.
Yeah, 40% volume because the whole drink is at 40%, and that's
So
what I
that
mean.
was 10 right there.
Because that's 50
Give or
mil.
take.
Yeah. So it's like not even maybe oh no that's better
No,
than
it
nothing.
wouldn't be. It wouldn't be 10%. It'd be less than 10. Being 50 mil.
Yeah, that's only maybe 3% alcohol, 2% alcohol.
How big's a Kraken?
700. This is 50. So that's how many 50s and 700?
700 divided 50. 14.
So that's 14. So that there would be the equivalent of four. So 14 of these would be the equivalent of that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
what would
that
the
makes
percentage
sense.
be?
But then the percentage. So
Sorry,
that
40 by 14.
yeah,
Hang on. 40. 2.8.
yeah. So that little bottle is 2.8% alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2.85.
and that's where and that's where you break out there, and that's why it's really, and that's why people get confused.
That's
It's
right.
weird
Then you can
ratio.
have maybe 2 of them. If you've eaten, you have 2.
Yeah, and that's
One
just
if you
that's straight.
haven't. Like,
And that's what I mean. People don't realize you can take a can of drink. You could take an 8% a can. If you split that by like 4, that becomes 2% alcohol. Like that's nothing. That's
yeah, because the
below.
cans and stubbies don't have a bigger
Yeah,
thing. That is what it is.
yeah. Because like when
Top
you have,
shelf's different because it's taken from that into little bottles.
and you got to remember too, because mixed with other stuff as well. Like that's it's almost kind of similar equation, but like people don't realize you can break drinks down and you're not because you're consuming a less amount. So that's why I go. That's why my like 8%ers will last longer because I split them down into twos, like into fours or
Yeah.
halves. So therefore the strength's not as higher. My drinks are lasting longer because I end up just drinking the normal mid-strength amount. in a longer
Right.
duration like you would normally consume it. So therefore, and that's why I'm like, I think smarter with what you're buying, because you buy the higher strengths, split them up into more drinks, mix them
Yeah,
up with other
just
drinks.
just buy the
Like,
Woodstock. What are they like 10%ers?
yeah, buy them, and then because they're cheap as well, and then mix your own extra
It's
coke
like
in there.
a $20 a 6 pack, but they're like 10, 12%. Like
But
fuck.
they're the same price for like the 3%ers or the 4%ers for an 8% or a 10%. Like they're the exact same price. It's like, why not just buy those? And they usually use cheap cola, so buy the
Like
cheap cola,
what
mix it
what
with
is
that.
the Woodstock?
Like it's like, yeah, like, and then you just mix some extra coke in it. Whether it's depending on what you want to mix with it, which brand. Usually they all use cheaper brands because generic brands they can't pay. They don't pay for
Yeah.
licensing for cola, so they use a lot of them. Buy like they literally use. They either make their own cola recipes, or they just buy the generic like LA ices and stuff like that. All those cheap cola brand companies, and they pay for them because it's cheaper
Right.
to chuck them into their drinks. So they do that instead. So
I'm not
you
saying
can
it's a
mix.
bad thing. I just
No,
like I
but
prefer lemonade over cola, but
that's what I mean. But then you can get some drinks and you just buy if you need to top it up to do that. If you're going to split them, buy some like LA Ice or because commonly I've found most drinks will use LA Ice, whatever recipe that is, in their drinks for their cola. More so than yeah.
yeah, right.
It's quite interesting.
Okay, I can't find the what are the Woodstocks called? That massive can, like that big percent one. What are they
I know
called?
I can't remember what it's called, but I know what you're talking about. I have seen them.
Because they're fucking potent. Like you can smell the alcohol a mile
Uh huh.
away.
And that's it. That's why you split them up. So, nah, it's the way of doing it. You got to be smarter.
Oh,
The
you,
way.
you you don't split them up, but you can if doing what you're
No, that's the
doing.
saying. You can do that way if you don't want to get like you can because if it's 10%, it's 10%. You could buy that can, split it up, and serve it and make that last longer and have
Make
a
it
lower
a
percentage
make it a
alcohol.
5%.
Yeah, and not get as smashed. So it makes your drinks last longer, make the party go longer. So you're not going, oh fuck, I've gone through this, now gonna buy more. Like it's because the price of alcohol in Australia is fucked. The taxes that we pay on alcohol is bloody ridiculous. So you gotta
Ah.
start learning like where to be
Also, it depends
smarter.
what you buy though.
Yeah, but you just got if you're
If
fine with
you
drinking most things.
if you're buying pre-mixed top shelf, don't just buy a damn bottle. Do it yourself.
Mm,
Because a a carton of JD is over $100.
hmm
You get a bottle, it's like 60, 40 on special somewhere.
That was the saying. That's why you work that out. You do that instead, or what's the saying? You buy the stronger strengths because sometimes you get different flavor. Like
Mm.
it's a weird ratio. Most time it's stuff like that because of the cola. You don't want to be buying those drinks with cola in it and then mixing other colas with it. That's why you end up
You
just
wouldn't
buying
do
the
that,
bottle
no.
because it's just a whole fuck around. If it's like stuff like ginger beers or like fruity flavored like alcoholic drinks, they're great to buy to extend the life on because you can just chuck in
Yeah.
soda water, chuck in lemonade because that's what they kind of use, if not don't. But you just buy, like I said, that's why I prefer soda water because you water it down a little bit, but you're adding content because everything has water in it anyway. Every bit of alcohol you have has water in it. How do you think they get it as a liquid? Like,
Here we are. The Woodstock bourbon and cola 10% cans 10 pack,
mm,
$46. That's not too bad.
mm. But you could buy
But
that,
they're only 200 ml cans.
yeah. And that's the other thing too, is because they're small. So what you do is you get that. You just if you're not worried about the cola flavor, you just buy whatever cola you want to have, mix it with it. You turn those smaller cans into bigger cans. You still keep the party going. So, because 200 mils is a bit skimpy, but they're trying to
200
not.
mils, that's a drink, right? Like, being 10%, like, fuck.
They're like 2 standard drinks. I think it says on the back of them.
Yeah,
Two and a
that's
half.
a lot for a little fucking
Mm.
200
So
mils.
imagine trying to sip on that and it's fucking strong as you'd rather break that up and
I
then
don't think
mix
it
it.
tastes that, like, it's strong, but it's not,
Oh,
I mean,
well, to
it's
me, some of
freaking
those are potent. Like,
bourbon. It's bourbon, so it's got a little bit extra,
oomph to it, yeah, kick.
you know,
But
just like
yeah,
having a
so.
Jim Beam.
Mm.
I
But
think it's a
yeah,
bad thing.
so that was yeah. That was the downfall of last night's escapades, having that.
And that's why I just buy beer. Beer's cheap.
And then I threw him, and then he threw him off because we're chilling here, wanted to listen to music, and he's like, "Put on One Last Breath." So I chucked on the what One Last Breath to sound like
The fucking Creed.
the audio, and it's just like the cut up audio because like because if the camera was near or not. It's that funny. It's fucking hilarious, that clip.
Right.
And he's like, "Wait, what's wrong with the song? You motherfucker!" It was fucking hilarious. Threw him off hardcore because he's like, get ready to vibe with it, and just shit just is all fucked up. Fucking crack up.
I am thinking about getting some beers back for the podcast.
Mm.
Just have a couple every now and
Just
then.
said, just a couple every now and then.
You know, it would be some VB, maybe.
Maybe.
Mm. Hey, I'll defend VB. It's bitter. It's in the fucking name.
No, it's literally from Victoria, and it's a bitter. Like they've literally had it in the name. Victorian bitter, made in Victoria, and it's a bitter. It's a bitter made in like.
You know how much a 30 block is? Only $64.
Not too bad.
I don't drink cans though. Ugh.
Hmm.
You taste the aluminum.
Yeah.
The aluminium. It's fucking horrible.
Yeah, that's the.
I prefer a stubby.
Yeah. Well,
you don't taste that.
It's just how they're made.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, because like a can, you can just taste a can.
Yeah. Depending on what the alcohol is, you can taste the process it's gone through. Whether some stuff been in the barrel,
that's
or
why most come in
can.
stubby or can, so you get your choice.
And sometimes people like that flavor because of the can.
Right.
So.
But yeah. Give me a nice stubby to crack that.
If you want a cleaner flavor, you go glass. Glass is always a cleaner flavor.
Yeah. Some people don't get it. I mean, cans are convenient if you're camping because you can crush them, chuck them in the bin.
Yeah.
Same as at home and parties, and like if you want to clean up better, you get cans. So they just squish them, chuck them.
That's it.
Stubbies, they fill your fucking wheelie bin up so fucking quick.
I know. Crap.
Not saying it's a bad thing, but it's just you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Ooh. Get a separate bin for that.
But no, so that's the last few escapades. What about you? What have you been up to? Anything crazy? Nothing? Pretty quiet?
Went to the doctor on Tuesday.
Usual?
Everything's good.
That's alright.
Still. I'm like, yeah, nice.
Nice.
Other than that, no.
Nothing.
Just gaming, streaming.
Gammon. Yeah, same old, same old.
Sleeping, eating. I don't know.
Repeating.
I did purchase my PC case and some fans.
Oh, yeah?
They'll be here Monday, I think.
Mm.
I went with the upgrade of this one.
Yep.
This same case, but bigger and better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, it's taller and wider and longer.
Oh, God. Well, I mean...
got 6 fans.
You kind of have to nowadays with the size of the fucking graphic cards again.
Yeah. No, that's getting smaller now. Except for the 5090, that's still a chonker.
Mm.
Which like the 5080's back down size, back to older cards, which is nice.
That's alright then.
Yeah, well,
yeah, I'll start.
It's the way they're calling it now. Like the coolers are better and stuff like that. They're more efficient.
I'll eventually start fucking looking at building a new one. I guess at some point, start buying parts slowly.
Right. I'm only doing it because I need a fucking graphics card. But to make the most of it, I need to upgrade every fucking thing, so I'm just buying it.
Yeah.
And this PC can go in the living room up to the TV, I'm guessing. I don't know.
I said just build a new one. Sometimes it's better just to build a new one.
Or I just sell it. It's still a good PC if someone wants it.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
It's a beast PC still. It's got a good fucking... I just need the graphics card. Otherwise, it's still...
That's like mine. Like I need a decent graphic card of mine, but where the price I can get a decent that's still maybe 2-3 years behind, so I get a reasonable price.
You can't buy them anymore unless you buy it used, which I wouldn't buy a used graphics card.
Oh no, they sell new graphics cards up here that are a couple of years. That's how like the ones I was looking at originally. That's what they're like. Because I was looking at thousands. They're like the 1070s or something like that.
Don't get that. Only last year.
That's what I'm saying now. That's what I'm saying now. It's like that's irrelevant, and I can get like a 30 something or whatever it is. Like the 30 something.
Oh, 40s.
Yeah.
Could they come down in price because of the 50 series?
That's what I mean. Like that's the thing now. Like, and then especially a 40, that's only That's still currently relevant. It's only like a year old, so that's still even ahead of its time. But my
Two,
computer now
three.
won't be. I mean, I could maybe find a specific 40 that maybe, but I don't think it is because I think my motherboard's just out
Mm,
of sync a little bit. So it's
yeah,
just like, yeah. Like I
because
said,
with the graphics card, you need to get a equivalent CPU, which requires a better motherboard.
mhm.
That's why I'm
But
upgrading because I could chuck a new graphics card in there, but I need a
mm.
new
And that's
motherboard
the
to
saying.
take
Like
advantage of everything.
at the time when the 30 series were coming out, I was going to look at getting like a 10, whatever it was. Maybe I don't know if it's specifically 1070, but like it would have been at the time still somewhat relevant. Like it was, because that was
Yeah,
like
but it wouldn't have lasted much longer.
no, but saying, but at the time it was like 4 years ago or something that I was looking at that. Like
Yeah,
at the time it would have still been
right.
okay because it wouldn't be, But this is a 90, like a 970 I've got in that at the moment. Not even in the four digits. It's a triple digit.
Yeah,
It's a
this is a quad digit, but
still pretty good graphics
it's
card, but
technically
I'm
a 20 series card, but just hasn't got ray tracing.
yeah, because it's
It's a GTX.
GTX. Yeah, so this one
Yeah,
is
it's not an RTX.
it's a
Okay, it
GTX
came out with
970.
the 20 series, I think, but it's a 1660.
Mm,
The 20 was because of the ray tracing.
yeah. So that's the thing. It's like at
And
the
my brother
time.
might want his graphics card back.
So yeah, so it's actually like this. At the time, I was gonna do that, but then I just couldn't be bothered. And I'm like, what I got is fine. And I'm like, there's no point. I was like, I could, but then got to the point. It just kept getting further and further. I'm like, there's no point. Everything keeps coming down, and then by the time I do waste it, it's like, why waste what that 200 on that when I get another one for 200 or something like that, 250 and style.
No, but graphics card is you buy the best you can, and it's good for a good 5, 6, 7 years. Whereas I never bought one. And I've had this for 5, 6 years.
Yeah, well, that's like the graphics I got in there. It's like because like I said, it's a GTX 970, so it's like it's out. It's like in a 7 year window, and it's still pretty decent. It's
Right?
like 7 years out
So
of
I
date,
mean,
something like that. 6, 7 years out of date. Like
but I personally wouldn't buy a lower than a 30 series.
no, now
I'll go 30 or
that's
40.
what I'm saying. Now there's no point going any lower than that.
I wouldn't buy that anyway. I'd just get an AMD because, hey, cheaper, better.
But it just depends on the
Not in
prices.
ray tracing, but I don't care about ray tracing that fucking much. Not every game utilizes it, so
No,
I'm
well,
fine
that's
without
like
ray
it.
tracing. I mean, it's nice, but
Mm.
it's not a necessity.
No, that's it. It's just a extra bells and whistles to be like
Luxury.
luxury.
So I don't know how I'm gonna. I can show the case in that next potty.
Yeah.
I'd be like taking the whole fucking screen, like, hey.
Well, that's it. One of those things, but no, it'd be cool. Start building a new PC. It'd be fun.
But I did pick up a lot of things this week.
What do you got?
Um, this is one I was surprised I still had, but it's a 4-pack of Red Dwarf.
Oh, yeah.
I finally finished season 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yep, you got the other ones.
Well, it's 9, but it's called Back to Earth. That's when they got cancelled and
Yeah,
brought back
yeah.
under Dave. No, under Dave. So yeah, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yep,
I'm keen to watch them.
yep. That's alright then, you can finish
That's
it off.
such a good show. The show never gets old. And into the games, because but the one that you said you think you had, but full auto.
Mm.
Do you have that one?
I,
'Cause
I,
I know you said you might.
I think I might. I'd have to go through. But I do
Cars
remember
with
it though.
guns. I was
I
like, what
do
the
remember
fuck?
it though. I have played it though. It was a fun game.
Also nice and clean.
Mm.
I'm like, the only thing that's not clean is the case is a little bit.
So the scruff sticker residues left on it.
No, it's more of a little nick there. But the game's like 19 years old.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
2005 or 6 that came out. Like fuck. Also for the PS4, Shenmue 1 and 2.
Yeah. You got the physical.
That finally turned up. I was like, nice.
Because I think
Got some nice
I
little-
think I've got that physical pack on the on the
Nice little
Xbox
art on the
One.
inside.
Because I thought I might have had that on the PlayStation before I bought the digital.
Mm.
But I think I actually have that collection on the Xbox.
That's actual cover art from
But
because it's got the name in the middle.
mm,
That's cover art. You can
yeah, rotate
ooh.
it, yeah. But no, so I'm keen. Yeah, I'm definitely keen to finish playing that. They're good.
Yeah, I'm. That's
I
what I bought.
played
That's
because I
like
played two, but I could never
that's
get through
cheap.
two. I don't know what. I'm just thinking about how the game was for me with two. It must have been something like broken because the way it was playing, it's not how the first game's playing at all. I'm like, why would they change the mechanics? Because
Mm.
when in the first game, when you stuff up like a lot of the combinations, it does a reset and you do it again,
Yeah,
and then you go, oh, until you get it right, like it forgives you.
like
And I'm like,
like most games.
yeah, so it's like you're not getting fully punished for it. But I'm like, two should be the same. Why would they change any difference? But in my mind, I fondly remember when I played two, I fucked up one of those code sequences, and it was just game over. Like my character, like he died in
Damn.
one of the fights, and that was it. Like he'd die, and then I had to do the game all over again. So I'd have to load it up, go through the whole thing for like half an hour, get to that fight, do the fight battle. And I fuck up the code sequence, quick time event, and he'd just die, and then he'd have to like, and I'm like, that's why I stopped. I never played the game.
Damn.
So yeah, it's fuck. But anyway, ooh,
It's in Boss too. I'm like, ooh, I didn't even know that.
shiny.
Yeah, Shenmue 3.
That's a nice one. That
Yeah,
is nice.
it come bundled with that. I was like
Oh,
one, two,
that's
and three.
cool.
So I'm like, oh
That's a
fuck
cool
it,
bundle.
for like $40.
That's a score.
And nice little shoot on the inside.
Yeah, well, the fact I'm playing the first one, I do want to finish them off. Do want to play 2 and 3.
Um, I just started this because I finished the first game last night. That game is a 10 out of 10. I die on that fucking hill. But Lost Judgment, the
Yep.
sequel, like
Yep.
that turned up yesterday. I was like, ooh,
Oh, perfect time to continue on.
yeah, because I finished it last night. Jumped straight into this.
Mm.
The combat is better. The gameplay is better.
Mm-hmm.
Story is not as good, but still, like, how can you beat a 10 out of 10 in the first
Still a
place?
good game, yeah.
And also, they come in stickers like the first one, like sticker.
Hey, I got one of them stickers. What do I get mine from? I wonder what game. Maybe it
Yakuza,
was like
maybe.
yeah, maybe it was like a dragon. Put it on my
And they
car.
come with a book.
Mm.
So I don't know what's actually in there, but it could just be the thick one. Okay, it's just French product support,
Warranty stuff, yeah.
Italian product support. Oh, it's all the pages. It's like, huh. But yeah, that first Judgment, like just Judgment, is fuck fantastic.
It's good.
The English dub.
Yeah, it seemed it when I was watching.
And to finish off the rest of the Yakuza games, got the collection, the remastered collection, 3, 4, and 5.
Yep.
I was surprised to find an Australian one. They're usually the European, like Lost Judgment. Like I got that on eBay. Still sealed too. Ooh. But, oh, okay, yeah, it is their games because sticker in Yakuza.
Yeah.
That one's in plastic though. That Lost Judgment one isn't. Oh, that artwork on the inside. Look at that! Look at that!
Yeah, that's fucking nice.
Right?
Have a look. I wanna look.
Yeah, 3 and 4's on the one disc. You got Yakuza 3, Yakuza 4, and 5's on its own disc because 5's a way bigger game. Because they're all the PS3 games. I think they are doing a remake like Kiwami 1 and 2 for 3, I think, next.
Mm-hmm.
Which is cool, like give it a whole remake in the modern engine. Oh, I didn't put the things back in, hang on. Ah! Yeah, all the games come with stickers. I didn't know that. Makes sense. And to finish it off, speaking about the remakes, the first one got remade into Yakuza Kiwami in the PS2 era. Hey, they got Deep Silver. What the fuck?
Oh, that's actually cheap. What the fuck? Oh, wait, huh?
And this steelbook is fantastic. Look at that, my boy. It's like Kiryu with I don't know who the fuck that is anymore.
This is from the Sega store. Sega Yakuza Remastered Collection PS4, the one you have. What games
Yeah.
are in that one?
3, 4, and 5.
3, 4, and 5.
Mm-hmm.
I can get it off Amazon for 36.
Yeah.
I
That
can get
cost me 70.
36.13. Free, and I can get a free
Damn.
delivery tomorrow if I order within the 2 hours.
Do it.
Sold and dispatched by Amazon AU, but it's from the it's sold from the Sega, because it has the link at the top going visit the Sega store.
But like, there's the inside. Like, that is iconic.
Oh,
I think that's a real place in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Yakuza games used real places.
Yeah, landmark.
Like they 1-to-1'd it for a lot of them. Which authenticity? Yeah, why Deep Silver did they do this? Like, why are they on the game? Weird. But yeah, that's Steelbook though. Like, oh, there's an indent on the back. No, only a little one. But yeah, that Steelbook is nice. Yakuza Kiwa. Oh, so shiny. You can see the indent on that angle there. Spot
Oh
the indent.
no.
It's only a little one there.
Yeah.
Like,
I know I can see
it's
it.
not the end of the world.
It's not deep.
Oh, that is nice.
It's little, but it's deep. I might just.
And the
have
cool
to.
part is like, there's a little cutout there. Put it into eating things. A little cutout in between Kiryu and I can't remember his name.
That's cool.
Which, when you put the Steelbook in there,
does that? Yeah.
I'm like,
That's cool.
damn.
They got me looking this up.
Yeah, this cost me like $100. I'm like, yeah, it's worth it. It's Kiwami, man. Better than playing the originals.
Yakuza Kiwami. Is that just the first? Which one's that one? That's just the first one.
Kiwami's a remake of the first Yakuza. Kiwami 2 is the second
2.
Yakuza.
Yeah.
Then you got 3, 4, and 5 in the remastered. Then you got 6, which is standalone, like it's its own 6's 6. Then you got Like a Dragon.
So you'd have Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, the collection. So it's 3, 4, 5.
Then you got 6, which is something.
And then 7's Like a Dragon.
Then you got Like a Dragon, Gaiden, the man who erased his name. Ishin is in there, and then you got Infinite Wealth.
Yep.
They're managed in English except for Ishin. And then you got Pirate Yakuza.
Yeah. That's not bad though.
Which continues after Infinite Wealth. You know, it's crazy how fast they pump these games out. Like all these were done within the last 10 years, like Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2, Like a Dragons, all that in the last 10 years.
That's crazy.
Like they have a Yakuza game every year or two.
What's actually in that one then?
Last year was Infinite Wealth. This year we got Pirate Yakuza. Year before that we had Gaiden. Or was Gaiden last year? I don't know. Like a Dragon 2017, I think? 2018? You had Judgment, which is them as well. Judgment was 2018. Then it got remastered on PS5 2021, along with the sequel in 2021. Like, that fucking studio is hard at work, man.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Like, there's always the game coming. It's in like it was not every year. It's the next year. Like, and that shit is so high quality.
CX.
And they're all 100 hours each. Like, I shit you not. If you want to platinum all these games, they're gonna take like 1,000 hours.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're a large portion of the game. Like they're not, anything silly.
But thankfully, the platinums aren't hard. They're just grindy.
Yeah.
Like Judgment had 8 missable trophies, which I got them thankfully in the first playthrough. The next playthrough, I'm just doing the story and that's it. Lost Judgment doesn't have any missables, so I just got to play the game, do everything. The Yakuza games, some have missables, some don't. You just got to play the whole 100%.
Yeah.
So it's just the first 6 Yakuza games aren't in English. which can throw some people off who don't want to read the text boxes.
They'll say that's it. Yeah, it's a bit.
Which I like. I'm not a fan of because then again, like I grew up playing games like that, like with sub boxes, like Pokemon.
That's it.
You're always reading them.
No, they're a big popular friend, and that's the thing too, because there's not many games that specifically target at the Japanese audience. That's why they make these games so big, because there isn't such a like you look at the games that they have, there isn't like a shit ton of games compared to like what we have. We've got like a massive collection of access of games. So that's why games for us are always like 20 hours long, 50 hours long. But then you look at all the games that exist only in the Japan market, there isn't that many. But because these games are 100 hours, 150 hours, 200, they are big games. That's
right.
Why, because they're targeting
people that are
committed.
Filler content, they're actually interesting as well.
Yeah.
Like
they're meant
these
to...
Yakuza games, like you do karaoke, you do drone racing, you do... There's a side quest in Judgment about a panty sniffer.
Yeah.
He was grabbing people's panties and you had to fight him. He was sniffing panties while you were fighting, like...
Getting his strength and like, and powering up like,
Actually, it did, yeah.
Yeah.
It did. Like, it gave him strength.
I think I remember seeing because he gets rage and he's like, and he's like sniffing it. He's like gets really and he like powers up. His health goes back up or some shit. I remember seeing. That's not the first time.
This is just based on the one side quest. Like she had her panties stolen. The next time she got groped, because there's a trio of people.
Yep.
She's always the target. I don't know why. And it's like, it's so weird. Like her brother's like, she's single. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, there's those stuff's going on. Been harassed and molested, and it's like, oh, by the way.
Yeah, like because like the one who was groping, like they needed bait, so he was the bait, and the dude comes up, thinks it was her. He's like, oh, you cut your hair and shit. He started groping him, and the dude's like, and then like. The dude's like, oh yeah, and then you start fighting him because you catch him, and then he goes something about being rock hard, touching the butt. I'm like,
I know.
And then he's like, that was a dude. And he's like,
no, Japanese games are
like,
perverted.
I don't get my power from dudes. Like,
so perverted.
I'm like,
but like
fucking Japanese, man.
At least like Yakuza though does it funny. Like they've always even though they can be perverted, they do it in a very hilarious way. So it's not technically perverted. Like it's part of the.
It's still disgusting, but it's like that's fucking hilarious though.
But they do it so it's not like extremely icky. It's just like
That's what I mean. Like I'm keen for the third one. Like. Because you had the pandy, the groper. What would the next one be? Like something you do in public. Like, I'm keen to see what it is at some point. And then you had the same dude whose sister was getting that. This dude is like selling. I don't know what he's doing exactly, but he's like, oh, come and look at some nice bazonkas. And like he's listing all these boob names like in this shop. I was like, this is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Something like they're not boring. Like there's always something happening. And in the fucking credits, because through the game you find cats like just anywhere. And at the end of the game is like on a mission to find a cat. Then in the credits, they're just sitting on the couch and the chair just chilling. All of a sudden the cat's walking along the window on the outside. They race outside. They're out there. The cat walks in their office, just sits there
while they're outside,
without looking for it. Goes up to the desk. They come back, just sit down and go. What was it? This cat's just walking around them. Just sits on the other side. Just starts cleaning itself. The dude looks and goes, "Cat." Like, I'll have to show you after this. It's so fucking good.
Typical cat energy, though.
And they just start chasing the cats, like, catch it!
They love their cats, though. They love their cats.
Right, like, it's just... I don't know, like... it's kind of hard to explain, like the Japanese games, isn't it? Like they're just so random, but they're so fucking good. I just wish Sony was still like that. Like,
That's
yes, they're
it.
good games, but like have stuff like that in there. Like, except Sega, hey, for making consoles, for being a publisher, Microsoft can do the exact same thing. Just pump out some good games. That's all they got to. That's all they got to do.
That's it. Like that's it. That's what people want.
Also, I found High on Life on disc, my boy. Like under
Mm.
$100.
Oh, what did I see? Now it made me think of something. Fuck, I forgot.
I'm like, ooh.
It's like something I saw the other day. It was like that or something like that. I can't remember what I came across. Vaguely remember, but it
Like
was
High
something
on
like that.
Life on disc. Mm.
Something obscure like that I saw, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Someone was talking about it. I heard something that was fucking trippy. I was like, "What?" Can't
But I
remember what it
did
was
get
now.
people playing Yakuza now. They're like, what is this?
Mm.
Judgment, spin-off of Yakuza. They're like, oh, I do give them the 1 to 6 and not an English thing, just to give them a heads up. Well, technically it's 0 to 6, the first 7 games, technically, because you got Yakuza 0, which is before the Kiwami, which Yakuza 0 is apparently the best, which is
Zero.
crazy. Yeah, Yakuza 0. That's the prequel they made,
Yeah.
and then they did the
Later.
remakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2015 that came out, I think.
Yeah, on the PS4. On the PS4.
Yep, yep. It's crazy how like Kiwami only on PlayStation. It was
Mm.
like Yakuza was only on PlayStation back in the day. Like right, like Yakuza. The collection isn't. This must have been when 1 to 2 players. Oh, it tells you on here: voice in Japanese, text in English.
Mm.
PS4 Pro enhanced. PS4 Private enhanced now. Pro enhanced. Which I did play the resolution mode of Lost Judgment. It runs at 30. I'm like, I thought the Pro would have bumped that up to 60. I don't think it's on a Pro patch. I think you'll ever get one. It might get one. I don't know. But I'm hoping to get a third game. Like, because people love Judgment. The first story was 10 out of 10. That shit was fantastic. I had people in stream just like waiting for the next thing to happen. I was like, hey, it's fucking good. Twists and turns.
Mm.
But no, just the credits with the cat thing, fantastic. The best credit scene fucking ever. It told a story without words, just with a bit of music and the freaking credits,
Mm.
with that going on in the freaking background. Like,
That's
but
it.
play him. Everyone should play him. It's just nice that they got big in the West and that now. That way we get English dubs.
Mm. Well, that's it. Like, it doesn't take too much just to add that little bit of extra immersion.
Oh, it
Some
does
people.
because it's got to be done right. Otherwise,
That's what
it
I
can
mean.
be
But like, that's what I'm saying. Like, but some people aren't accessible enough, so they need that English
yeah,
translation because they can't. Might be
right.
slightly hearing
Especially if you
impaired. Like,
release it in like America, here, Europe, like
but like, you could be partly like hearing impaired, but then you've got the dialogue, but then you could be partly like almost like dyslexic. But then hearing the translation
yeah,
being close to it, it helps to hear and listen to it better. It's busy or
right.
something with the show early on. Like,
But I forgot that the voice actor who did Kiryu in all the Yakuza games, he either retired or doesn't do the new one.
mm,
His new voice because it's done by Young Yeah. I was like,
yeah,
huh. I thought he just did the one game, but he did Infinite Wealth as well. I was
did
like,
across the
huh.
whole. Yeah.
He did Kiryu now. Like, interesting for the English dub.
Mm.
Like that's a fucking gig to get. Like, goddamn. Goddamn. Well, I did put it out there. I was like, I would happily be an English dub for a Yakuza game. Like, goddamn. I could do accents. Good thing is that you'd be in a booth, so you can fucking take after take. But
That's it.
that'd
You
be a
really
fucking
are.
cool thing to have. Because I
Like,
fucking love the game. I played them originally.
mm,
Fantastic. I just didn't play them the last 10 years or so because they weren't accessible here, really. I never saw them advertised or anything until Like a Dragon. But I digress. Anything Dad
mm.
does?
Not really. I'm just trying to think as you're talking. Like, no, I think I've. Because I know last week I said, like, I had thoughts of stuff, and I'm like, and I missed out on what I wanted to say, and I'm like, eh.
Ah, fuck.
You know, like, that's what I'm trying to think now. I'm like, nothing really
Yeah.
I can think of. Like, I've been, well, like I said, I haven't really been playing much. I've only been playing Shenmue. Like, the
Shenmue.
only, okay,
So you gotta
the only
say
thing
Shenmue.
actually, no, the only thing I will bring up is it's kind of everywhere, because plus it's Fortnite. They've, got the new season coming in next week. They've got the pickle or cucumber guy finally coming. I'm like, fuck yes! I've been saying this for forever.
Nice.
So I
The,
technically have a skin now in Fortnite because I've been
the
for
the
a long
thinking
time.
cucumber guy.
Been pushing for this for a long time. Always writing it down in my surveys. Like, what skin would you like to see? Pickle, 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 pickle. So,
Right.
um, and then as of today as well, they dropped in this morning was the Avatar skins. So, Jake Sully,
Avatars and
yeah,
actual Avatar, the proper Avatar.
actual
Yeah.
blue people. So they finally added that
Yeah.
in after a long while when they had that one season that was going to be an Avatar season but couldn't get licensing and whatever happened there was weird. So,
Yeah, because it's through James Cameron. Like he had to sign off on that.
so we finally got the skins now, and yeah, um, that's basically it. Yeah, no, it's just not much happening. Just me trying to not stress out with my art thing that I've got going on because I'm trying to figure out
Yeah.
I'm experimenting lately with my paintings. I'm just like
Right.
in a void. I feel hard at the moment because not like that kind of hard, but I feel mentally hard because just like being conflicted by being told by like my mentor being like, don't use cheap products, use better products. But then I can't afford the better products, and I know I should play with the older like cheaper products, but it's like, well, I'm experimenting. But
Right.
like to me, I don't get the true colors that I'm playing with because I'm using different brand of paints. So I feel like they're different to when I'm using the final. It's like, oh, so my brain's
Right.
just like, I can paint these things, but these are just experiments. It's like they're not. It's just a whole. I'm only going to put in
Experiment.
what's the legit. Whole bunch of bullshit. So.
Right. Nothing to do about that. I mean, there is, but
Yeah, one of those things.
right, just one of them things.
I don't
Also,
know.
Venom 3's out. Don't forget.
Yeah, that came out a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
Steelbooks.
someone mentioned. I'm like, Venom 3 isn't that out soon? I went, oh, the still looks nice.
$60 though.
Yeah,
That's gotten a bit higher all of a sudden. I don't know why it's got a $60 price tag when the last Venoms I bought on Steelbook were like $40. Why is this one worth 30 when it was the same thing? Got a DVD like the Blu-ray and the 4K. Like,
I don't know.
why is it got to be an extra 20 now? Like,
Can't tell you.
so I don't know people aren't buying it, so I'll just wait for when they have a sale and pick it up.
Yeah,
Which
it will go on sale
should
at
be
some point.
soon with the ratio of how often they have sales and the fact they've already had one a couple of weeks ago. They've got a different
There's
sale
always
at
a
the
sale.
moment.
They
So
just rotate them.
yeah, so it should be getting close to the movie ones again. So I'll most probably pick it up then.
What if I tell you? Oh yeah. Oh, the Sonic 3 one too is up there for $60.
Mm.
7 got a steelbook too. The 7
Oh,
movie.
oh yeah, 7.
55. Oh, they're up that price in general now. Fuck.
Oh, that's disgusting. I only
Gladiator
paid.
270.
Well, that might be the collector thing, isn't it?
Nope, steelbook
Just a
$70.
plain.
Craven 60.
The fuck
Lord of
is
the
it?
Rings 45.
You see, that's just for one, like 45. But that seems fair. I
Why
only
the steelbook
paid.
so much?
My Joker 2 steelbook was only 40. That 39.95.
Yeah, but why is these ones so high?
I don't get it.
They're gonna suck your dick as well. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, because I'm not paying any more than $40.
I mean, Sonic 3 for
45,
59.98, not too bad, but
45, maybe. Like I'll pay
yeah, that's
for
a
a non.
$20 steelbook. Because like the normal 4K for Sonic 3 is 39.98.
But like, yeah, but I'm not paying for like unless that should be coming with stickers or a deck of cards or something like that.
I don't think it does though.
No, it doesn't.
At least not that they've advertised, so it's only in theaters. Like they haven't. But like, still, like Venom's out now, and it's only just got the discs. That's it
I know it's just.
for $60.
That's stupid old spoke for
It is a
myself.
cool steelbook though. Like it really is. Although nothing like the first two.
No, it's very weirdish.
It's very bright. Yeah, I just looked at it and just went, "Fuck them!" Like Gladiator 2 for 70.
That's what is that got? Fucking hell.
It comes with 3 discs, so I guess
Does it
I
come
don't
with the
know.
DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K? Like, fuck.
It comes with a
Bonus
Blu-ray and a
features.
bonus disc. So it's got special features and that, which is nice, but not worth fucking. Oh, the bonus, like the normal 4K is $40. $30 for a bonus disc and a steelbook, like that's crazy. Like Craven for 60.
Yeah.
They can't do nothing as well, I don't think. Nope, nothing.
That's
Just a
beyond
4K
joke.
and Blu-ray. Selling fast apparently too. Like god dang.
I call bullshit on that.
I actually don't, but because I guess people just want it because they didn't watch it in theaters and they just want to buy it.
No, I call bullshit on some of the stuff they have. It's a gimmick
No,
system.
usually selling fast and they just you can't buy it again. So they're definitely selling them.
I doubt it. Their systems are just gimmicky advertisers to try and make you manipulate your purchases.
No, the fact that it says selling fast and then they're gone, you can't get it again.
Yeah, but they have that sometimes to do that to gimmicky and going the whole selling fast thing. Just be like, oh, selling fast. To people go, oh, I better get myself a copy when they've got shit tons of them. Like it's just.
Yeah, but when they're gone, they're gone. You can't buy it again ever.
Yeah, I
You got to
know
use
that.
eBay
No,
or
but
something.
that's not what I'm saying though. Is that they have that whole flashy selling fast to bait you in to buy it. Like they do that to bait you in. Like it's a flashy technique. They do that.
Yeah, I know, but like, it still means they're fucking selling
Not always.
because then they
Sometimes
just vanish.
they do that. Sometimes they just. I've done that. I've seen that before. There's been a JB Hi-Fi that sold out on stock of stuff. 6 months to a year later, they had shit ton of stock in of steelbooks again of one of these movies, like some stupid
Yeah,
movie.
6 months later when they got
Yeah.
more. That's
No,
if
it's
they
because
produce more from the
because
factory, like
because what they do is they fucking do scare
the
tactics. They
companies.
hide stock and they fucking put it away.
Yeah, but 6 months later, it's fucking pointless.
Like it happens. You fucking scare tactic people and try and manipulate sales.
The Venom 3 film collection as much as the fucking steelbook.
It's always been a gimmick.
Well, there's gimmicks in fucking
That's the thing
everything.
too. And the other funniest thing too, every time I've looked at steelbooks, never once have I seen anyone have it saying selling fast on any of these exclusives. Ever on
I've
JB
seen it
Hi-Fi.
everywhere.
First time I've actually seen that selling fast. I'm like, people.
Really? I
Yeah.
saw it like years ago, like 2 years ago or so. That's when I know I missed out on stuff. I'm like, it's selling fast, but I can't buy it, and then it's gone. I'm like, fuck!
Oh, that's cool.
Like, because
Oh,
you
that's
can't get them to hold it
cool.
either.
What's she barking at?
Like Sonic 3, not selling fast, but Craven is.
That's what I mean. It's Craven. It really and it shows though. Like everyone knows it wasn't that great of a movie. Like why are
Hey,
people
everyone's
buying
buying
it?
it now. I'm like,
That's what I'm saying. I think it's
it's like me. I waited to buy it. I haven't bought it yet, but it's not coming out for a while still. March 19th. Fuck, that's quick. Yeah, they're pumping that out.
like that's why I'm surprised. Like why doesn't Lord of the Rings: The War of Rohirrim selling fast? Because that was apparently a really good film. Like that was really good. Like it got raving reviews.
Right?
Like
It's
that's not
also
selling fast.
cheaper.
Like that's what I mean. Like it's just no. I know what they're like. They do that. They have these tactics to manipulate people on things that don't sell just to try and make people go, oh, maybe I should
Right.
get that. And
Yeah, I want to
it's a
get that
big,
Lord of the Rings.
it's a
Apparently,
big,
it's a canon thing.
yeah.
It's nice.
But no,
I wonder why it's
these
animated though.
companies do shit
That's
like that
weird.
to try and sell things. They manipulate stock targets. We used to
Also,
sometimes
it's
when things
cool.
put small amount of
Um,
stock out on things to make it feel like they're selling out.
it's cool that new Lord of the Rings film though.
Who's she barking at?
The Peter Jackson one.
Hmm.
The Hunt for Gollum. It's apparently two movies, two
That'd be right.
films.
But,
Yeah, it takes place the same time as the Fellowship of the Ring.
hmm. Something triggering her.
It's
She's
got
barking at something.
Aragorn. It's got Gandalf. Ian McKellen's back, baby.
Ian McKellen's back.
Yeah, he said because he said like he's gonna do it, but they better do it quick because he's old.
Yeah.
Like he's like they better do it quick.
Well, that's it. While he's still got the
He's in his
energy.
fucking 80s, man. Like
Well,
even he's
he did that stage
Oh.
play and he had that fall, so
right.
he's still got the chips to do it. But like, while he's wanting to still do it, you might as well do it.
Mhm.
Like,
That's what he said. Like I'll do it, but do it quick.
yeah.
Because he doesn't have much time he's got left before
That's
he
it.
can't do it,
Hmm.
which makes sense. Like, fuck.
I don't know. Anyway, I just get fucking
But they're coming out next year, so apparently they're either doing it now or then.
rolling on the rant on.
But no, it's cool having more canon Lord of the Rings like prop up with Peter Jackson. Like,
I think the show's supposed to
actual,
be
not
somewhat
like The Hobbit because
Well,
that was Guillermo del Toro, then Peter Jackson.
They're still in line though. They're still canon. But that's like the series.
Well,
like,
it
series
is, yeah,
canon.
but like it wasn't Peter Jackson's vision originally.
But more the fact that it's canon because it's in the closer timeline to everything. Like it's in.
Well,
you
it's
know,
taking place the first time as the first movie, or taking place with the Fellowship.
that's what I mean. Because then you got the Lord of the Rings series, but that's like what, how many years in the future? Like in the past, should I say, before this all stuff happened? Like
that's
so,
way back.
like
That's in like
it's
the first age or something.
yeah, it's like
second age or
it's
something.
canon, but like it's not this timeline canon. Like it's
This is
it's way at
like
the beginning.
Rohirrim is this canon. Is this time not
yeah,
canon?
it's in this
time
story. It's in the story arc.
And these two Gollum movies, The Hunt for Gollum, like
Which
it's
is
interesting to see. Like,
well, that's where
how
the
they go with
game.
that.
It's what the game was trying to tell, but
yeah, that game ain't canon though. Thankfully.
no, but what it's based off of is what that movie is
Yeah.
doing. Like it's based off that story. Like that story exists. Like there is a book of that. I think it's in one of the books. Like the game tried adapting
But that
that.
game just
No.
I am happy I bought it for like $9 though.
Well,
Like,
I can tell you now, the games aren't technically canon because, like, the only reason they're technically canon is some of the stories of the games are technically canon because the games are based off stories from the books. Like they're made
but not
of
to the-
stories,
yeah.
but not exactly accurate. So some of the plot point, like some of the like the base narrative.
That's why someone said that
canon.
Shadow of Mordor, like that is not canon.
No, the idea of stuff like that.
Characters and did it.
Yeah, like there are some narratives that were kind of
That person
similar.
didn't exist.
Yeah,
they made for that game.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. Those games aren't canon because, like, it's based off stuff that kind of happened similar but different, but like they did their own thing. Because this guy was like taking out key characters technically, like that was.
He took out the Black Hand. He took out Sauron.
Like none of that happened.
Black Hand of Sauron. Like,
None of that happened in the movies. Like this is a completely spin-off, like alternate universe, like version. Like this is the game universe version that's based off of like. It's based off of the Lord of the Rings story, but it's its own Warner Brothers canon timeline. Like it's, yeah, I know people gotta understand these kind of things. It's not that hard to understand. Like,
no,
things are based off things. Like people,
it's
like
called Google. It would tell you it's not canon.
It's just games that they did spin off from it.
It's just got some characters and stuff, like which they can do because Warner Brothers own the IP.
It's like cause that's like a lot of the That's like a lot of the technically, even the movie games, they're similar events, but then sometimes they add events that didn't even exist. It's just for the narrative of the game they made, like just to push the game along.
Just for the gameplay, like just so you got something to do in between certain things. Yeah. Like yes, they happened in book and stuff, but not in the movies or anything.
And that's why they can do things like having the game like Gollum because it's a story, but then they've got the movie
That's like I was
doing the same
playing
thing.
that Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End.
Mm.
That's got nothing to do. Like it's got like the game starts in a fucking prison.
Yeah, nothing completely different to how the movie was. See, the movie games, like the games, if there's a timeline, that's their own timeline universe. Like, if there's a different Pirates of the Caribbean game that's made by the same, like,
Right? Like,
whatever it is,
but no, this is
pushed up by
based on the
Disney.
movie. Like the movie stuff's in there, but there's other stuff as well.
Mm.
Like, 'cause you, they had to try and pad it out.
Like we talked last time about, like, the Spider-Man fucking movie game where it had, like, 2 rhinos in it. Like,
Right?
because it's, like, based off the movie, but then you've got the guy who was, like, in the rhino suit, but then you had a rhino that had human DNA.
Right?
Like what?
Like,
You've got an organic, like, rhino and then a man-machine rhino. Like, it's so.
which I still want Paul Giamatti's machine rhino because that looks so cool.
Hmm.
And he was deranged.
Yeah, he was cool. I do like
He was
just his.
fucked. Hey,
Yeah, no, all kinds of things. But anyway,
better than that fucking skin man rhino. Fucking, that looks horrible.
I mean, it's a weird idea for a suit, but I know I like Rhino, but yeah, I do like that they added that twist though, that they spliced it with human DNA, like that DNA thing. Like, I did like that take on explaining that whole
Yeah, but
idea of a skin suit Rhino. Like, I
done the
did
look a
like
bit
that.
better though.
Because yeah, it's at least with that version, like the skin, like the actual DNA version, it's pretty demented.
It should be like the Ninja
stuff.
Turtles rhino man. That's what he thought he would be like an actual rhino in the shape of a man, not an actual. He had a face of a man with the rhinos. It's weird.
It's fucked. Yeah, I know. Then yeah, in the cartoon, like the actual cartoon, like that version, it's like a man in a rhino suit that looked like that. Like, what? Like, well, I don't know why. I still don't know, like, why. Who came up with that idea? Like, let's make a villain. He wears a like a lycra skin tight suit, but it's a rhino. Like, what's the purpose of that? What is the purpose of that costume? You know what I mean, though. Like,
That's what like Giamatti's. It was an actual built machine.
that's why a lot of like versions down the track did that. They made it like a mech suit or a big robotic suit or a small mech suit. Like, that makes sense. Like in the Marvel like the Spider-Man game. Like the
That's
actual.
just a big ass dude, like with a fake horn. Was it fake?
But
horn? Yeah.
yeah, it's just like
He was just rampaging through the fucking. I fucking love Miles Morales. How it starts off riding that fucker,
they did that.
going through the fucking shopping center and shit. Was that Miles Morales? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, like he was just a big muscly dude, like with a horn on his head.
and he had like that mech kind of suit thing going on.
Yeah, he had that mech suit. Yeah, like, but he was just a big dude. And he was a rhino, which we never got the origin story of him, which was sad. And then he got killed.
Yeah, because there's
Did
that
the
weird.
shocker die?
Yeah, there's that weird skin version. That weird skin version in that,
The one in Craven fucking sucks.
which the Craven one's kind of like that a bit.
It, except it's
But
all
see,
bad.
but that's what I'm saying. That's why, which someone has actually brought up the comparison. The one in that Craven movie looks very similar to the one that I was talking about, but that coherently made
Right.
sense because that was a man with a disease that made his skin like that. They made that make sense. Where
Right.
that was a DNA splicing between a man and a rhino. Like, that was different. Like, it was a very weird, like.
Yeah, face like the face is man, but like the rest.
Yeah, that's the original, like, first version. But, like, that made sense though. Like, it's a big, like, he was like the Juggernaut, basically. He was like the Juggernaut, but his suit was a
except with
rhino.
the horn.
Yeah, like, that makes sense. Like, having that Juggernaut concept, but making it a rhino,
That's what
that
I
makes
say.
sense.
Insomniac, they know these characters better than whoever makes the movies or
Like, that makes sense.
like that is way
coherently.
better. That should
A
have been in
big-
the fucking movie as well, like something like that.
I personally like that version. I like their version of that. Like, it was cool seeing
Yeah.
like a mech rhino in that movie. Like, that was kind of cool, but I didn't like it because it was just a bit That is cool
He was
because
massive. He was like stories told.
he is
as well.
like big bulky dude, and he's like, it's an exosuit, so it helps gives him the extra strength to do everything, and like
Yeah.
that was really cool.
Like,
I like that idea.
I like this the Insomniac of every villain, like Insomniac's
Mm.
version. Like Scorpion was so good.
And they made it. Well, that's like when you really look at like a lot of the characters. They made everything make sense. Everything did things like the fabrics that
The
the
Shocker,
characters.
Shocker makes sense. Like he looked fucking all electric, like all burnt and from the electricity and shit. Like,
Well, that's it. Well, the Electro had that scar in his face where he was burnt.
oh, Electro.
Yeah,
Who's I think Shocker? Who's Shocker again?
Shocker.
Fuck.
He had all the mask and gear on, but they
Oh,
made it make
Electro
sense
then.
because Shocker had like the full mask and
Fuck,
stuff like
Shocker.
that, and he had all this kind of like gear. But they made it make sense at least with Insomniacs because um they made like the details so you go, oh, I get the fabric that
Oh
the
yeah,
suit's made
Shocker
out
had
of,
that
like
suit. Yeah,
it all makes sense. They make it all make sense. They added more thought into it to make why these characters are like that. You know what I mean?
I like that Electro more than the Amazing Spider-Man Electro.
Yeah, because see,
Like he was menacing, like in the
there's Shocker there,
Insomniac one.
but this version of Shocker with the
Yeah,
armor made sense because the gloves and everything was to absorb like the shock blast coming back. Like things were
right,
built to absorb motion so he wasn't being affected by his gear. Having guards in certain
right.
spots so that he was a bit more flexible, but then things were certain proof. Like they that's why I liked Insomniac because they think about these things. Where some studios go like when you look at comics, comics just drew things because it looks cool. But like
Yeah,
Insomniac's taking that and they're making it make
more
sense.
practical.
Like
Like
yeah.
that's what I said. I will stand by everything that Insomniac does because they care about that more than like the filmmakers or
Yeah, because Electro had that scarring on his face because of like the
yeah,
electricity.
Electro. That's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah, like he's got that
he is my favorite Electro by far.
like that again. Like he's got the amplified suit with all that things to help maintain the electricity through his body. Like
Right?
they thought about that, and I mean you can really see that they were influenced by that with the movie when they did bloody that fucking No Way Home when they did the Electro and they gave him like a
Yeah, they
power suit.
copied that. Yeah.
You can see they were influenced by it.
Same as Vulture actually. Like that looks
Mm,
like that Insomniac Vulture with Keaton.
mm. That's it though. They coherently make things like make sense for the designs. Like not just like oh here's a dude with a thing like a wingsuit. Like they made it like coherently like there's a reason why it's all the way it is. Like they added that
Right?
depth to it and story and narrative so it all actually coherently makes sense.
Yeah, because that Amazing Spider-Man 2, like that Electro, fuck me dead. That's horrible.
I know
That's why
that
they
first
changed
rendition.
him in the other Spider-Man. Like
It was
they
a cool
changed
like
completely.
I get the concept. It was a cool idea. It's the execution
Yeah,
didn't really like the idea like
the
because
electrocution.
like the blue like I get he was blue because like he was pure electricity.
Yeah,
That's what
but
they're trying to emphasize. But like you didn't.
should have been yellow. But
No, well, the high voltage electricity is blue. It's not yellow. Like that's the thing.
well,
Like
yeah,
that's. But they took that too serious. They took it too literal,
yeah.
being high
He
voltage.
looked like
And
a fucking Smurf.
it's just they didn't execute it well. Like the idea was there, but
Right?
yeah, they didn't have to go that way. They tried to make him stand out and different because he wasn't like the traditional. But it's like you don't have to be traditional. Like other things have shown you don't have to be
No,
traditional.
Insomniac took what the comics now did and did their own thing with them.
That's
Like,
the saying. It shows that you don't have to be traditional, and they did it right. Like that's what I mean. Like it shows you that you can do things.
no,
But
because that Shocker reminded me of Doctor Manhattan.
the Electro, yeah,
The Electro, yeah,
yeah.
get that Shocker. That Electro
That's what I'm
reminded me of
saying
Doctor
though.
Manhattan.
That's what I'm saying. They took that kind of stick of like how to do it, make him translucent because he became electricity. It's like that's not. It's very confusing with him. Like
He meant to be a dude who has electricity powers.
because there are like I mean because they mixed it up because there are versions of Electro where he is pure electricity, and there are others where he's just like he just wields electricity. Like it's very confusing because
Yeah, but being
traditionally,
pure electricity doesn't work in movie form, like in live action form,
yeah, because like you just go through, you just disappear like a little spark.
right?
But like that's why like with Spider-Man they're very triple tropic because you have Electro, you have Sandman, you have Hydro Man, like but they don't ever really have them in a lot of the movies. But Spider-Man has a lot of elemental and like
That's why I'm
villains.
keen for Wolverine. Like, what are they gonna do with them enemies? Like them villains.
It's gonna be good.
I'm
Anyway,
keen too.
anyway, we digress. I digress. I don't dye grass. I pee on grass and kill grass.
I digress. Yeah. But yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Beardies and Beardettes, for joining
Yes.
us. Another episode.
I just want to keep going on ranting. I don't think these people need to hear me talk about ranting about the same shit.
But yes, hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you for watching, listening, whichever one you pick. As always, we've been Dale and Jim. We'll catch you guys next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Oh,
What's the thing? Fan for grass.
Doctor Octopus.
Doctor Octopus. Blah.
Blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. No, but that